It is still the same Tuesday that it was just a moment ago. We lost power for a bit of a second. I guess you could see it there. And this hasn't actually worked before, but I have like a power brick underneath my desk that holds power if you lose power for a bit. So we had like a power fluctuation, and then two of my screens shut down, a light shut down, and all that sort of stuff. And I thought we were offline. We were still technically online. I just had to reset the brick and then put everything back. But it was yelling at me, and so I panicked and I shut everything down. But we're still here, so we're still gonna just like stream and get some gameplay in. I blame Phil for sticking the tag for the stream going down. It was the 13th measured response. How's everyone doing? If you're just watching this as a standalone video, the first part of this, which has the same title without the 2 in it, we just talked about the EMEA Continentals, and we went through the meta and looked at deck lists and stuff like that. What we wanted to do today, I guess I just closed the deck list. So I closed everything, is that we're going to be playing a bit of this like PD scoring out in remote deck. We were like a turn in to a game against Komodo, who very nicely, actually, Komodo waited around, and I got to talk to Komodo and say like, we'll just shut this down and play it again, and it conceded. So we'll play this again right now. When I heard your backup power start screaming, I thought I lost power for a second. Yeah, I don't know what that sound was, but it was the power brick basically saying you're on battery, you're on battery, you're on battery, reset me, which like I think was kind of true, but not exactly. I figured I had enough tech issues on the weekend that I should share them. Thank you, Komodo. Thought I'd fully missed it. Glad you're back. Hey, Harp, how's it going? We are totally back. Komodo, you want to do a rematch? Do you want me to host, or do you want to host? You also don't have to play if like this took too long already. But yeah, I've never had that. We used to live in an apartment that had really bad power. And so in the summer, if the air conditioning was on and then the pump on the fridge turned on for a second, my partner would just lose power at her computer in her office, which was like kind of the living room at that point. And so we had to get something up. We had to get something that like could survive the power fluctuation. And so now it's in my space because she doesn't need it anymore. Sorry. It's okay, Phil. I get it. I understand why you do that. Lizards love power cables. Okay, let's give us another shot. Our opening was okay. It was amazing. So we'll get another shot at this one. Emily, how's it going? All right, Lou, similar opening. Lou wants to trash stuff. For what it's worth, Komodo, like click one, I think, played raindrops on the remote server, which was drafter into tiered. This hand is not terrible. We have greasing top down. There's a chance that we could just greasing the spin doctor and then do top down from there and see what happens. Otherwise, well, this hand's definitely keepable. Thank you, too. We don't have a lot of econ assets beside tier subscription, so we just need to stick something. Hagen's a good face check into Lou. It's expensive, though. Doing great. Want to get back into the game after a long break. You playing Worlds in a couple weeks? I mean, we can clearly see the depths into which Andre would go to for a second or third mulligan. You can just keep, like, I have the breaker right here off camera. I just flip that. It's like an infinite lag switch. So I could see us greasing the palm of the spin doctor, drawing, and then using from here, seeing where we go. It's also nice to get this in the bin, so like you have a bit more text off of the drafter. Don't mind if I do. New remote. I don't want an ablative on this, but I don't want to res a Hagen into this. If we res 2-tiered subscriptions, maybe they won't run. Yeah, and also this is cheaper because if they run, this is cheaper. So not icing this up is actually pretty expensive, but I think there's a chance maybe they'll trash one of them. I don't know. But 2-tiered feels a bit better. Here, I'll flip switch. Cheese it. Hey, Damian, how's it going? You have to ice the tiered. We're definitely going to ice one of them. Maybe icing 2 is correct. It looks like raindrops is going to go for the Hagen. So unfortunately, the Blade would have been a bit better here because it doesn't draw 2 cards. This means that they'll probably still trash this one, but they both fire. They always are going to both fire. So yeah, maybe the Blade was just better there because raindrops is what we saw in the first game. We'll see. Can't believe World is so close. It's surprisingly close. It's like 5-6 weeks. So this goes down to fire Lou. So this one was a click for 1. This is going to be a click for 2, guaranteed. Unless they like pinhole this hard. Lagu, that's good into the matchup. Not sure what sort of Lou's playing Lagu there, but that will do deck damage for sure. So I think we just do Wage Workers Ablative fully op and see what happens. Lagu fires. We trash another Lagu, which is kind of perfect. So we're going to draw 2, gain 2. 4 credits is enough. We have the Flood in hand. See this Lou's playing Copper now? I don't think so. Any advice to get back into the game? Check Netrunner DB. A lot of people are posting deck lists. I don't think it's super different from, I'm not actually sure the last time you played. This Wage Workers is fine. We don't want to res into this. I don't know. Challenging on 1 credit, this raindrops doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, I would just like check out meta decks. A lot of the decks I think the last time you played probably are still relevant, like Ayuko, all that sort of stuff. Good stuff, Lu is fine. I think just picking up a deck you'd like and then play a couple games and you'll learn like, oh, I have to play around measured response, I have to play around this. I think you'll pick it up. The weird thing right now in the meta is op is really good. And there's a lot of different op decks. So understanding your op opponent is like very tricky. And like we're kind of in a meta where runners can make mistakes and then cost games, but it's not super different. Sad I'm going to miss Worlds, but definitely would not be advisable for me to go this year. How are you doing, by the way, Harp? All right, Audrey's here, so we need to protect our stuff. In terms of stuff, we can set up a flood the market. Audrey needs to trash something and then go deeper. Wage workers we could res to go for the triple install if we want to do like wage workers synchro scatterfield. We cut out all our purges for Audrey, so this is going to be like just a capital B bad matchup for us. We could put another spin doctor in front of the scatterfield. Ideally, we ice up the synchro cyclotron. This will give us 3 servers. We're going to need more ice. I don't think we triple install this turn. They don't have a lot of money to trash things, like if we put a wage workers on the table. But I could see us doing 1, 2. We just need a fully op really bad. We could do 1, 2, 3. We res this, we go down to 2 credits. Sorry, to 3 credits. If they run, we go to 4 credits, but we can't res both the ice. So I think we don't. I think we just do 1, 2 in the credit, which is probably a bit too slow. Okay, lost Audrey. I mean, they keep trashing everything that they've already installed a copy of, which is incredible. I mean, we triple install here, we can purge next turn. Oh, that might be true. Yeah, maybe a triple install for purge was good. I don't know if this is doing any damage, so we're just throwing a steel skin on Audrey to get draws. Doing much better, recovery's going well. Got another couple of weeks off work. Hopefully, yeah, it's good to hear that's going well. That's awesome. Okay, we got the money. Got the daily cast, so we're not running. Good old tiered subscription tech. Here, there's nothing we can really draw with synchro that I think does anything for us. Drafter's good though. So if we install this, we could do flood, synchro. That's all our money. So I think we keep pushing things on the table. It might actually be the Melies behind this. I think wage workers might have been rezzed here. They still can't contest super easily. They lost the strike fund. Feels bad. And this subroutine actually matters because we can use this to install the spin doctor on top of the Melies. But we definitely need a fully op here. We're technically on 8 credits because if they're going to interact, we're going to get $1. So we'll see. Was draw better than credit? It might have been. Yeah. There's only 2 fully op, so I don't know. But probably. I could see us also now using flood the market to score to get a fully op back because we have the second flood. This list is on 3 gourmands though, so like icing HQ or keeping HQ safe is a bit better. Is endless click combo still a thing? No, it's not so much endless. This sort of deck can score 9 points in a single turn if our board state is allowed to do what it wants to do. Because every time you score with PD, you can get a click back with Melies, and then you can get a flood the market back, and you can't just make enough clicks off of like wage workers and cyclotrons. Onacom, cool. I think we spin back flop before mandatory. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, this is a pinhole. I don't care. We got a credit. Maybe this takes on the tiered subscription, honestly. Wage workers. Okay, that's the most expensive card on the table, but they do have an Audrey counter. Oh, cacophony as well is going to be interesting. This now gives us 3 advancements, which for a single click, 3 advances is pretty good. Do we spin back fully op and top down, or do we keep these in the bin? Kinda, we're back. Yeah, we lost power for just like a wee bit. It was not as bad as it felt. So we can score this out by doing flood, advance, advance. We can score the Melies. We also could just put the wage workers to spin in the server and then do flood advance. And then we can just go grab a fully out back. That's probably good enough. Don't spin score Melies to grab flop. Yeah, that's what my plan is. And instead of advancing, we can just install. So I think we'll just go for it. Okay. So we can either put the Blade on Spin Doctor, which we don't need to do, or we can put the Spin Doctor in server 4, which seems a bit better. So that Lago fires. So maybe the ice was a bit better. Losing a Gourmand's good for us. We'll res the Synchro. So this now only costs 1 click. Oh, we get a click back. I keep forgetting about this thing. This gives you a click back. So now we can just go grab a fully op because we're kind of low on credits. And so now we can fully op on this board state. No wage workers in server 4. Because I was going to pop this. I think it's a bit better, but maybe the wage workers is a bit better. Triple install and wage here. Oh, yeah, but we had to res the wage. So if we res the wage, we couldn't score out. Lago downside is 100% fake in this matchup. Yeah, for sure. It's just free value. So I think we're going to draw twice and get some credits. I mean, we need to be able to res ice. Otherwise, like, Audrey will run us over. At some point, we probably have to purge because we're in no fly swatters. But yeah, if we did the wage workers, we didn't have enough money to score out. Oh, actually, maybe we did because another ice server would have been good. Okay. Ablative also now has text. So Scatterfield, there's going to be 2 cards. Cacophony's going to fire. We can get rid of probably just random cards. We have 2 spin doctors. Yeah, we would save a credit on the advancement. You're right. But then we have to res the wage workers. So we'd be at 0. We couldn't play the fully op. So throughout the 3rd Audrey. Okay. And a rising tide. So synchro is going to be 2 credits in full with Lou. And we're going to get a cacophony counter. This is sabotage 3. I feel like they changed the JNet zoom. And I think I like this way less than it used to be. Feels like JNet zoom is different. Maybe it's on a cyberfeeder side. But it feels like the cards are smaller and these are bigger. Yeah, I don't know. Gourmand, whether we go HQ. We're running this. So cool thing here is we can res the ablative barrier to get something in the remote server. The question is, what do we want to get? It might just be the synchro to say like, that's good. Because we could consider scoring from this angle. I think we will res this. So it has to be something from hand or from the bin in another remote server. Tiered subscription, honestly, is not bad. It's not bad. We have 2 more synchros. There's no shot it's this tiered subscription, right? Lucy, we are back. I think we just go for the wage. I think we just go for the synchro. Lagu, good trigger. Okay. This synchro stack, no, it's the first double operation. They also made it unique. I used to still say this first double operation, but you thought they would stack, but it turns out you spend a click to play an operation, not a click to play the synchro, the double. So it was not intuitive. So they eroded how this card works. Only 3 cards of trash here. A bit unfortunate we have to crack both spins here. We don't have to crack this one. I guess it stops Audrey. Yeah, it blanks Audrey. But I think I'm just going to trash this one, not crack it. Oh, well, they fire. Daily casts. Ah, so cacophony. We have 2 spins. We're just going to rip it. I don't care. We lost send a message and 2 ice. Okay, so the synchro cyclotron we can't actually do anything with because we don't have the money. What is the deck? The winner? Yidaho, no, this is Kikai's. So top 16, but not the one that exactly won. So it has slightly different. It has different operations. It's not on the. And for what it's worth, like I would really be happy if we were on corporate hospitality. I think on this board state, probably. So we could consider purging here. It means that they have to run and trash something. They can easily with Gourmand. So even just getting an ice on HQ is reasonable. We can install wage workers, install this on HQ, click for credit. We probably have to purge at some point, but it's really hard to purge at Audrey when Gourmand can just run R&D. So I don't think we do that. But I do think protecting HQ is fine. We just need money though. Watching Metropole to get back into the game is so peak. Explanations are so good. Thank you, Emily. I think Gourmand, you need to ice HQ and R&D now before purge. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, I don't think we have the money to res both. So I think we ice HQ and then just like eventually ice R&D, or just wait for them to use the Gourmand and then we ice R&D. The thing is, like, we sabotaged 2 more ice, so we don't have that much ice. And I think we want 1 more ice on a remote server. Ablative is good on HQ though. That's really good on HQ. So I think we just do 2 installs and then we credit. Like, they don't have a lot of money. Actually, no, they'll have 5 credits next turn. Should have done this first for more info. Absolutely love seeing cards I never heard of show up in competitive decks. Which ones? Tiered? This card has kind of been in and out of asset decks. Badge is really good. They definitely want to trash. Pinhole, straight up. They know this is a synchro cyclotron. This could be a spin doctor. If we lose the spin doctor, we don't care because we have a second spin doctor. So I don't think we care about this. I mean, we lose 2 card draw, but they don't know what this is. They go for the cyclotron on server 5. Which I don't know if Komodo knows we're on the Corp Hospitality version or not. So that gives them a credit, a Lou, a badge, and Audrey. Like, it is very much feast or famine. Whether we can keep out the breakers or not, it's very hard. This is why, like, in theory, you want to have some purge tech. I'm not that much of an older player, so I have tiered subscription. Okay, cool. Yeah. This is Nash's card. The numbers on it are pretty good. So if we let them trash this, they get an Audrey counter. They've already got a cacophony. They've already got a badge. I'm okay with them trashing this, I think. Because I think for Audrey, we're going to have to purge. And if they spend 2 credits, I think we're happy. I do not care about shuffling a lot of these cards back. I'll shuffle back a fully operational and maybe a tiered sub. Love seeing Lou, my favorite runner. Lou is the most popular by like a significant margin in the meta. I think I don't care about this. Curious why we don't have 1x Mav. Seems good for filling remotes. Yeah, I mean, and some of these decks are spending 1 influence on weirder stuff. I think I let this go. I don't care. You can trash it for 2. Yo, Bob, congrats on the weekend. How was it? How are you not on deep dive, bud? So surprised. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a good deep dive bot list. And it's like, it has 1 compilation. I don't know how you win, but that's incredible. Well done. All right, if we draw a fully operational, we're in a good spot. We have a money issue. We have a Gourmand, so purging like gets a Gourmand counter back. If we don't install, they lose a card draw though, so it's kind of worth something. At least install in a remote server. So I could see us like icing up R&D and then just clicking for 2 and then purging next turn. We'd have 6 credits, 7 credits after a run, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is just about good enough. So I don't love this. I don't know enough in this matchup how you're meant to play against this sort of deck, but I could see us just wanting to purge out. Riding high on the fields of the weekend was absolutely awesome. You're right, it seemed like you had a great time, which is really cool. Oh yeah, you do have a twinning, right? You have twinning UAV. I forgot about that, yeah. I hate that line, Andre. Ice R&D, click for 2. You're a tempo deck, brother. Ian, you got a chat delay. You got to premeditate my garbage. All right, so we're running the drafter. If we res this, it just costs Audrey cards and a counter. If we're gonna purge, it doesn't matter, and we're gonna get the counter back, and Cacophony is gonna fire. We're losing cards on the table. You're right, we are a tempo deck, brother, so we probably should not do this. We're kind of priced into purging next turn, which means we have 5 credits for these. I don't think we res this. Rahi, how's it going? I'm not gonna res this. It means you know it's not an ablative, I'm pretty sure. So I assume you might Gourmand this, but they have money. I think we res spin before Cacophony. I don't know, because if I spin just to like sabotage a card I draw, do I care? Like I'd rather not tank cards from hand. You're right, I can pick worse cards, but I don't want to tank cards from hand. Archives Point Tracker, did it break? Ooh, okay. So now that decision is solved for us. I will leave a Spin Doctor in the bin. So Strike Fund shouldn't fire. Sorry, I mean Buffer Drive shouldn't fire because this is the first time each turn. So this install was actually didn't do anything this turn. Okay. So we'll shuffle back the Sam, and I think we'll shuffle back the fully up. I think the Spin Doctor is way better with an ablative on HQ. Cacophony, I'll sabotage. I mean, I think it's probably the same, honestly. I have no interest in this card. So we lost the Sam, we lost the fully up and a drafter. Okay. Maybe the Sleipnir should have gone too. I'm worried that we're running out of things to push in remotes. Yeah, we might be. That's why we can rebuild this, but I think we have to just purge this turn and then we'll rebuild next turn, which again, we're a tempo deck, my bad. Stopped working a few weeks ago. Oh, well done for fixing it. I mean, with the Gourmand out, this is still a bit risky because the drafter doesn't stop anything. I mean, maybe you go for the Hagen. I think they're on Botulus. Could not have predicted that choice. I mean, it might not be right. So they have 8 cards. They threw out a Rising Tide. If they have a Botulus, they can get into Centrals. We haven't seen a Cookbook yet. Oh, they have Boomerang. Okay, well, that's bad for us. Because now the Purge was for nothing. So at least now we can slam a bunch of things on the table. Hagen's also really good into Audrey for a couple reasons. Boomerang's really great. So this actually gave us like 7 credits. You want a free Ice Res? I mean, it doesn't really matter. This is a lot better into Hermes, but it's more so like we don't really care about scoring this. Ideally, we just score every Melius and win. But yeah, I think we're in a bad spot. I think I should have gone faster on tempo because this matchup's not very good for us. Because now, like, when the runner trashes a card, they get so much value. Tour Gourmands, okay. Yeah, the free Ice Res is fine. It's not like we're running anything more expensive than the Res Hagen. But it's more so like it's points. And like the opponent needs to steal 3 out of 6 agendas in their deck. Oh, that's good for us. Okay, what can we do here? We have Synchros. We can top down to put things on the table. Hagen's the hardest thing to run. So I think we start with the top down, just get cards on the table. They find our last flight over pretty boned? Yes. Okay, so we install 2 cards, and then we can still Greasing, which is sick. So we'll put cards on the table. We'll do Humanoid, Melius, and then we'll Greasing the Powers? Not that that's likely to do anything. But with the nano management, maybe. So we'll put this in 5. We'll put losing a 20 is good. Goes to the bottom. We'll put this in 2. Oh my god, I thought that was a humanoid fire. Okay, so we installed 2 cards. Humanoid can do the nano. I think we just keep installing cards here. I think we just do Spin Doctor behind a Blade of Powers behind Drafter and call it a day. I don't know if we use the greasing here. I think we need a bit more money. Maybe they can't run everything. Yeah, I think we just put down everything here. The greasing might not have been necessary because it means that it's easier to steal the trash of flood from hand. But at least we have a bladed barrier. There's a chance that the bladed barrier wanted to keep one server open. Can't tell. Have we had a rant about Mercury? It's not really a rant. Like, Mercury's really good. It's not my favorite playstyle, but it's very good. And just about every deck besides this deck in the meta is running like at least 11 points. Okay, so this is first click. So when we use this, we can install something on the table. The problem is what we install on the table needs to be iced up. All the agendas are 3-pointers? Exactly. 3 send a message, 3 SAM. We're on 18 agenda points. So I don't want to install something that's easy to trash, so I think we have to install an ice with this. This is functionally dead. The thing you have to install has to be on a different server. So I think we're just going to go ahead and put like a scatter field into a new remote server. Because I can't install something uniced. So 1 to 3 shot here. The nano management is even something we want. But if we lose the flood to market, we're cooked. Shit. That's bad. Install spin? Oh yeah, we had a second spin. I forgot about that. Yeah, the spin would have been better. We even could have rezzed it there. I'm happy rezzing into that open HQ. Scatterfield sub is blank. Not with the spin here. So now we're trading credits for nothing. Yeah, we're getting absolutely crushed. I don't know if we can afford to do 2 ice remote server, but like, yeah, this is where like a fly swatter or a single map would be quite nice. Okay. So powers goes down. Yeah, spin was a better target, I think, especially because our hand is empty. But we had to spin here. But I think spin was better and we could have just forced the draw and said, like, we don't care. Any hit is worse than that 1 in 3. Or better than that 1 in 3. Even if it's an agenda, we don't care. Raindrops, we're going for the scatter field. This is a Melius with a click left, so not good. Because now we only have 1 more Melius, so we have to square a Sam. Yeah, I don't know. This is bad. The trash engine is online, yeah. And this will roll through us. I think we went too slow. It feels like the game is kind of decided at this point. It's turn 9. Okay, so that could have been the spin server. We still do get a humanoid into a spin doctor, so we can still do something here. There's no window to res a synchro cyclotron off of the humanoid to play the flood, but all the floods are in the archives. Oh, we get cacophonied? Oh, that's really funny. Okay. We could have res the spin doctor first, which would have been better. So there's 9 points in archives, and we have access to 1 spin doctor. Ooh, YDL is cool. Active policing also is cool. It has text. So we can say you only have 2 clicks on your turn. Active policing with humanoid is kind of slick. The thing is, like, there's 1 more agenda in the game. And oh, we have 8 cards in R&D. I mean, yeah, we should probably just give up here. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so we can install 2, and then we can still install more cards. We have 2 fully ops in our hand. We have no agendas to jam. You need a shuffle and flood to score. Yeah, exactly. Which means if we do that, we can't shuffle the agendas then to score. And yeah, this scatterfield definitely should have been a spin doctor. So we messed that up because we definitely needed that for a couple of reasons. And if it was a spin doctor, we probably wouldn't have lost the flood. Without the flood, we don't have a game. So I think we're cooked. Honestly, this cacophony would be better. It was better than a twinning, at least the way that we've drawn. But I also think before this cacophony fired, we should have drawn with a spin doctor. And then this wouldn't have been as bad as it was. So that's on us. So we only have 1 installable. We have 1 installable. Okay. Scrounge? Wow, that's greedy. I mean, I don't think we've seen a simul chip yet. So maybe the influence is somewhere else. So we can play 1 card here. We can do top down to draw 2. We have 3 cards left in R&D. 1 of them has to be an agenda. We can active policing, but we don't have anything to install. Yeah, I don't know how we get out of this. There is no more spin doctors in the deck. Yeah, we're cooked. Let's just see what happens. Oh, that's fun. I gotta hope for the best. Yeah, I don't know how we get out of this, possibly. If they run archives, I think we have to give them 3 points. We were lucky we haven't seen a cookbook yet. There's definitely 2 in the list. But yeah, everything that they do to interact with us keeps pushing them forward, right? Like they trash, they get an Audrey, Cacophony, Solidarity badge, and they have a tide. So yeah, nice. Call time, it's a draw. Oh no, I lost power. Oh no. All right, Hagen. Seems like they want to break this with a rising tide. Okay, they pay 4. That means they're priced into gourmanding this. Yeah, I know, Warlock. Yeah, it is a bad matchup for sure. I don't think we played it perfectly, but it's not a great matchup. I think the changes we made, like removing the things that can purge Audrey, supposedly weren't even that good, but I could see them being good here. Now with all the gourmands out, maybe. Also, I don't know if icing R&D was ever correct. I think like the gourmands are so busy on centrals that if you run R&D, we're happy with it. Okay, so still 6 credits. Just gotta play measured. You gotta put measured in this deck. So when our turn starts, we have to shuffle back spin and flood. And then maybe, but then we don't even have enough money because Synchro Cyclotron into flood is 6. So yeah, I don't even think we have the money to close the game out. 3 cards in R&D, need to score 6 points. Yeah, but with Spin Doctor, we have 5 cards in R&D. Ultimate Icing Centrals didn't change much unless their plan was to double ice remote, and that fight scatter too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we should have shuffled back. That's it. A good game. Yeah, that was not great. That's a really tough matchup for sure. I don't know exactly what we're meant to do on the macro level. Thanks for the game. Thanks for the game. I have 9 points in archives. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're meant to do. I think you definitely have to go a bit faster. We took a couple turns off where we probably shouldn't have. The sabotage off of the Cacophony was relevant, but again, we should have had a window to resist spin before the Cacophony. We did not hit that. This deck is a better matchup. Yeah, it's a pretty good matchup for you, I think. If they had Ice Destruction, it's even better, but I don't think you play that in this sort of like Virus loop version. Like Lago on turn 1 is really good. For sure it's really good, because then sometimes you're drawing 2 with Onacom. The badge came down eventually. The Audrey, we have 3 of, and they found it, which is great. But yeah, there's nothing that they can't contest for like nearly free. Yeah. Yeah, we have to go fast, exactly. I think we have to not ice centrals and just push horizontal and say like you can maybe only break one thing with Audrey and then maybe cards in hand matters a bit more. Yeah, the Purge was a losing battle. I agree. I think the Purge was not great. I don't think we have the time for the Purge or the ice centrals. The Ablatives were good. Ablatives were really, really good. And we messed up this Ablative. If this Ablative was a free Spin Doctor, we'd be in such a better spot. Because we had 2 more cards on our hand on that turn, and we would not have this 9 points in archives problem. Hey, cheers. You guys listen not well equipped for it, I think. The tiered felt good, but I think I would like trade a lot of this for a virus. The thing is, like, if you purge with a virus, you lose, you know, an iced server, so that's not very good for you. Those abilities are so upsetting. The Ablatives, oh yeah, the Ablatives, good game by the way, Komodo. The Ablatives are so good. This Ablative definitely shouldn't have installed in Scatterfield for no reason. It should have installed the Spin Doctor. That was on me. All right, let's run it back. Yeah, Ablative is a ban me please card if you ask me. Especially when you get the threat 3 like on the first agenda steal guaranteed. Let's see what Quesadilla is playing. Pick. Ooh, Zaya. Okay, so we are going to get pressured by being cupped. This might be the decklist of the week. Cool thing about Zaya is like if you're playing transfer, which if this is the decklist of the week, it's not playing transfer, you can sometimes duck it. Not so easily with double wage workers because they're unique. Hey, hey. Best of luck. Have fun. I mean, this hand is okay. It's like weird because this deck wants to jam things in remote servers, but none of the cards we jam in the remote servers are incredibly tempo positive, right? Like we can keep this, but I'm not actually like, if we're going to hedge that this is this list, I don't think we ice HQ because this list is not running transfers. Very scared of fly swatters, but packing boomerangs for them. Oh, I have no fly swatters in the list. The boomerang was a surprise. I thought you'd be on Botulus because I'm assuming you're on Cookbook, but I don't actually know if you are. But fly swatters get into all that. This list frames me losing a flop to flood early. The cup is going to hurt. Yeah, the cup eating our cards is going to be very good. Okay, so we don't really have a great play here. We can do Wage Worker Scatterfield, click for credit. In theory, we want to ice HQ, but I'm just going to pretend that this is the decklist of the week version that's playing no transfers. If it's not, it's not. We could draw once. This cost us 5. I'd rather do scatter than horse. I mean, we could get transferred here. I'm just gonna pretend that it's the Decklist of the week. Bravado. Okay, so if we do this, we get a card on the table. We can protect the wage workers. If we don't res the scatter field, the wage workers is exposed. We give Quesadilla another credit, but that's it. I honestly don't think going down to 2 credits on turn 1 is that great for us. It does give us click compression. So we could do like install ice and then push. I mean, yeah, that's fine, I think. It plays around transfer in theory. So we'll build another server. We'll go for the cheaper ice. Honestly, you can still recover relatively easy for transfer with flop. Yeah, this sets us up for the flop. Oh, boomerang into, okay, wage workers. I mean, if you spend, oh, that makes it a lot better because you get the money first, but that's still pretty expensive. This is reading like a humanoid. So we are exhausting Zaya's stuff, and Zaya hasn't run a central, so you lost a credit that turn. We'll see if Quesadilla just runs a central. You have 9 points you can't touch, so Zaya did not trigger. So that's good against fully op. Okay. So we could do Melius wage workers fully op. It's not the board state I want, but everything we have to do has to be tempo. Okay. We're just going to try and do this every turn and say that we're not playing transfer. Looks like this is the Decklist of the week. Up. Pretty good. Okay, we're going R&D. We get a credit and everything. Nothing to do here. This has to be on Hermes too. Stole a drafter. I mean, that's fine. Did not use Zaya, so it looks like we want to cup HQ, but then you can't steal Melius's. So maybe we just lost. I mean, if you use the cup here for Zaya, you're getting 2 credits, but you can't steal. So I don't know. So we're using it. Nano, tiered. Could trash it now if you want to. Sleipnir, Spin Doctor survived. Okay, greasing. That's sick. I actually like greasing a fair bit. So if we do greasing, we don't install. There's a chance this could be a triple wage workers install. So I'll start with the Spin Doctor to try and hedge to do a bit of everything. So we'll res. So I think we just do triple install. We don't have a lot of money. We've eaten 1 cup so far. We can only score out with a single card. Man, I want to play the corporate hospitality version. That seems so fun. To be like, I can just grab garbage bag. So like we could do another install. We could res wage workers. We can install, take a credit. The thing is, as soon as you play greasing, you can't. Like you're not installing, you're playing an operation. And then like we could greasing the drafter, but I don't really want to. Drafter, more like laughter. 8 run. I don't know the resing wage workers to play. The mystery might waste more time than the run. I agree. I'm not a big tempo wage workers res. Like resing this to spend a click now on 2 when we're on 3 credits seems a bit silly. Especially because the information is so much more valuable. Now they know if they want to pinhole this or not. And now they know the Melius is not a wage worker. So I agree. It might not be the play. I didn't res wage workers proactively in the last game. So I'm going to try this to see if it feels different. Because I don't proactively res wage workers a lot. Because I think this is not a good board spate to spend 2 for this. As much as Quesadilla's money's not really there. All right, looks like it won't be there. So Zaya needs to run every turn, yeah. So the order there's a bit silly, but okay, they got the credit. Play Zaya with DreamNet, pretend you're Vic, kind of cool. All right, so they know that we have a wage workers, which isn't exactly what we want. So I think we have to break lock. We could draw 3 here and then spam. 1. We could draw to 7 and then greasing the humanoid. Okay, we get a click. So I think we can greasing the humanoid. We'll probably see some HQ pressure here, but it's fine. If we put the humanoid behind the Sleipnir, we don't have an operation. I think we just need the money though. Okay, so wage workers now is worth 2 clicks, which is good. I think greasing the drafter was a play because we wanted just 3x draw next turn anyways. I mean, if we 3x draw, the greasing in hand is fine too, right? Because we don't discard. No Hermes, which is great. Flux de Marty, I don't know what that means. How's it going? It live translated it in on Restream. It says Tuesday stream hooray. And then on Twitch it says Flux du Marty hurrah. I did not know it live translated. How do I turn that off? I don't want that on. That's so weird. Greasing the humanoid could be grossly misinterpreted by the context. Man Verupti, how's it going? All right, excuse me, we're running HQ. Drafter, that's the card that was known. Exactement, merci. I wrote in unfrench. All right, so class act is going off. I think no matter what, we'll fire the humanoid and just hope for the best. We don't have a cyclotron, so we can't do the play. Okay, so I think we'll still just do it. Tempo. We drew no playable operation. We can install some cards. So we haven't found, well, we have found our flood. What am I talking about? So I think we just want to build 2 servers. So we'll do synchro. We'll definitely get some HQ pressure, which is okay. So that goes here. We'll put the Sleipnir on a new remote. We can play flood for fun. We shouldn't be able to. This is not highlightable. And we have to discard a card with a spin doctor. That seems fine. I don't know what we discard here. Yeah, nano is playable, but like, I'm good. Wait, if we nano, we have 2 clicks. We can install. Wait, can we score here? I think we can. So we nano, we go up to 2 clicks. We're on 5 credits. We install the agenda. We res the synchro. We flood. We're short 1 credit from scoring. Not that scoring a send a message bankrupting yourself is that good. But you could score here if you had 1 more credit because it costs 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So kind of funny. So you have to discard a card. I mean, it's probably this. I think it's probably this. It's a shame though, because the card's really cute. We'll see if there's a cup on HQ though, because we've drawn again half our deck and we've seen 1 agenda. So like there probably should be some HQ pressure here. Otherwise, next turn we can install, we can flood. So you need a trash or steal. Yeah, that's what you want this turn. So just hopefully it doesn't hit the flood the market. That's the best we can ask for. So jailbreak, send a message, steal. So we got to res something. I think we'll just res Sleipnir. Flood the market seems good. Sad face. I don't think we lose the game, but cupping a flood is really, 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 really bad. So now you don't have to use the cup this turn. In fact, you'll kind of want to hold on to this thing as like a captive. But there's 2 targets in the deck that you want to cup. We've lost 1 of them. So now we're just hoping that our next flood is in the top 22 cards. Otherwise, I don't think we can win. Top 22 cards in the top like 5 cards. Because I don't think we can advance on the table. In theory, you could do like nano management, wage workers advance and spend, you know, like 9 credits scoring on Amelius. Trying not to do that. And the list only has 1 humanoid. So we can't often do the humanoid tempo play. So yeah, this is rough. KCD did fire Zaya, right? Yeah. So probably not going to throw the cup at us. We have no pinholes in this list, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, surprisingly no pinholes. So if you're going to contest this, you need to put down actual breakers. Ablative is also online suddenly. Not that it matters for this board state, but it's there. Oh my god, we had a Melius on the table. I forgot about that. I forgot we had an agenda on the table. It reads like either it's an agenda or it's powers. So we could score the Melius from hand. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I forgot that was there. It's been there for a long time. So we could score 9 for the Melius, grab back a fully op, go down to no money, and then we give Quesadilla a window to clear half our table, which means the fully op's not that good. So I'm not sure if something we can afford to do. Because nano management is 4, then we have to do 5 advancements. We're bankrupt. Yeah, so not great. Making more servers is always nice. Sure gamble, we're at 11. We have no breakers. So I don't know what we're doing with our last click here. We have 2 boomerangs, but last click, that doesn't really matter. Just installing a crew here, okay. Doesn't matter right now. Did we spin doctor back in cards? I think we want to keep our server occupied. Not what we wanted to draw here. With the cup, this is scary, but there's a chance you don't get rid of the flood the market. Ever. And you just hold it for the whole game. So we could spend 9 to score the Melius. We go down to 0. We get a click back and we can't play fully up. We need 1 more credit. If we had 1 more credit, that play would actually be good. And by good, I mean good enough. Fuck. Be cool. I think we just click 2, but now we're not a tempo deck. So I think we just install the synchro and just make HQ worse. Like, I think we just have to keep putting this on the table and then we click for credit. Just pretend your hand is fine. So again, it costs 9 to score at the Melius. Gets a click back. We can play fully op, get some credits back. Just discard agendas. It might be fun to discard agendas, but we have a 7-card hand size, right? Are we throwing the cup and we're losing this turn? Oh, maybe we should put agenda on the table. We're throwing the cup at us. Oh, wow. I guess we lose sometimes here. Oh, I guess we lose. Oh, okay. That's on me, maybe? Hey, GG. Drew both of those last turn. Yeah, that cup hit was huge. I wonder, because we're playing against triple cup, we have to ice HQ in this matchup. Because, yeah, the way that we lose is by cupping the flood more than we lose the board state. No. Might have needed to be safer there, I think. Yeah, I think they thought there was an agenda there. There's agenda here. So that turn we could have nano management score the Melius out, maybe. We're putting down some breakers. Shibboleth is not good into Sleipnir now that we're on threat, as much as we didn't start the turn on threat. Because you have to break this for 2 for like 5, 6 credits. I think so too, but hard to tell. I dropped cup last turn. Yeah. Thanks, you too. All right, we're getting bodied so far. This is not working for us. In terms of this, Flood the Market was the last card. I mean, admittedly there, like Quesadilla released the Flood the Market, but it was the bottom card of the deck. So it's not great. It's not good even before threat. It's great before threat. It's a 1-cost installable. Right? Like you break your first Sleipnir for 1, 2, 3, like 4 credits. That's so good. This costs 1 to install. I think that's incredibly good. Obviously against 4 strength, that's like the worst it can be, but versus Sleipnir, that's fine. You install this for 1. What about spin shuffle? I mean, we're priced into spin shuffling at this point. So like you'd have to shuffle random stuff. Especially after the cup fires, like we'll shuffle to flood the market back in, but it's just kind of funny when it's the last card. Do we have any other ways of winning? Biotic, Melius, Wage Workers, like Nano Management, but no, the deck is very much a flood deck. And so in this game, we got our flood cupped, and the other game we got our flood gourmanded. So that's not good for you. There's only 2 targets though for that. We need a channel with Leaky and top deck the second one. Yeah. Yeah, because Leaky in the finals lost the first one and then apparently top deck the second one. But the first one was cupped, which means if I was Davs, I was probably feeling pretty good cupping one of the win cons. We'll try it again. So far, not going well for us. That turn is considering checking server 4, but I think if it's not an agenda, I'm just out of tempo. I mean, if you check it, we're pretty happy. Oh, we're playing against Chunky Seal. Great player. Barry Baz Wong. Hey, best of luck. Have fun. Seal won the last event, right? AOC? Okay, so Baz is definitely running drafter. Sorry, wow, running transfer. We could greasing the Cyclotron into the drafter server. Cyclotron is unique, so ducking a transfer is not particularly easy. I'd be happier, I think, just not resing ice and ducking a transfer by resing for 4. I think this hand is fine. I think we won't play greasing. I don't think we'll ice HQ. Hagen's a bit interesting because Chesba gets a bit worse, but it's like so hard to play against transfer into Baz. Because if you don't res, they transfer. If they res, they boomerang. So the other line is you can put something on centrals that if you res, you duck the transfer. So like I do think our play on turn 1 is going to have a huge impact on the game. Which again, these games are not more than 10 turns. So thinking. So what do we do here? Yeah, I think planning to duck transfer is a bit better. So we can duck 4. So we can just do synchrotron, powers, drafter. The thing is like the drafter is not that good, but if they trash a single cyclotron, we're also not that upset. If we play the greasing, the drafter gets better, but if you res the drafter, they can always boomerang it. Like kind of the, Baz is like Arasana, which is a bit surprising from NSG, that we play a bit more like Magic than we play like Netrunner, where it's like, hope they don't got it. So I think we're just going to do this and see what happens. If we get transferred, we'll duck 4. And notably, you say, do you want access? They commit, then you res your stuff, and they're forced to like take your 1 credit and take a tag. That's probably can't really afford our assets as long as transfer whiffs. They can't bravado. I mean, you can bravado this for sure. Could Hagen HQ and powers on the board and only res if they transfer? MJC, I mean, you could, but then that's not a great board state because you want to be doing these sort of remotes. So this is what I have no idea. If we res the drafter, they get an install. That's not good for us. If they trash the single cyclotron, they're down to 6. That's good for us. I think we just don't res our ice. Would you say Magic is more complex than Netrunner? No. Gohan, how's it going? I don't know. I don't play a lot of Magic. But it depends what you consider complexity. The thing with Magic is there's a lot of turns on Magic where everybody will do the same turn. It's like play your land drop, maybe play your one drop. Magic, there's more about playing what's in your opponent's hand. So that's different in this game. But Netrunner, like on turn one, there's literally like 100 different turn ones you could take. Arguably only like 20 of them are correct, but you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess we could res the force boomerang. Yeah, I could see it. Then the drafter's res, and then the boomerang's out of hand. And if they spend the boomerang, they're spending 5 on the server. That's pretty good. Underdome, okay. Well, drafter fires. Wait, that's not good for us. I mean, we'll take it. So this is where, like, in theory, you want a greasing. So we get our subroutines. So we add nothing, enjoy it, and then we'll install something. So I don't want to res the powers. I think we just put another cyclotron on the table. Imagine it has some crazier deck building combos that are by nature of the uncapped action economy and having like 30 years of cards for sure. But I think ultimately, like, most turns of Magic are much simpler than most turns of Netrunner. I like that play. Yeah, if we played Greasing, the res on the drafter is way better. Okay, Nuka, Underdome draws 2. So ideally, we don't res Ice next turn. Not what we wanted. We can duck 4. So we could do credit, Hagen, and we just don't res the Hagen. I don't like this. MTG can get complex. Netrunner is more complex by default. Yes. Like on turn 1, our opponent had about, like if you actually plan the tree, not that sometimes clicking and drawing in the right order doesn't matter. There's about 100 different things they can do on turn 1. Now, the more you know the game, obviously, like a lot of those aren't right. Just like in chess, there's like 100. Well, in chess, there's probably like a countable amount of openings. But the complexity of the tree is so much bigger. Like in Netrunner, your turn 1's actually fascinating. In Magic, it's not. I don't want to draw. I think we just put this in click for 2. And we'd never res this. We can also draw credit and install Greasing Hagen. I mean, that plays into transfer really bad. I want to be able to duck transfer. I don't want to triple draw into an open HQ either, and also not able to duck transfer. So again, we can't res because of Underdome. No stress. Credit Greasing the Melius behind the drafter, install Hagen on HQ. I'm going to try and never ice HQ. At least for the little bit. I could see us getting this on the table, but also playing with no cards in hand is really ugly once you draw agendas because they don't go anywhere. I'm not saying that this is better. But like we're in a bad spot. So this should leave. They could in theory compromise us and like we'd have to give them a bad pub. That's not going to be great for us. Honestly, it might be easier to be aggressive and find the right lines if you just pretend transfer doesn't exist. I mean, there's a chance. It's just like if you get blown out by transfer, it's really bad because we don't draw a fully op. We can never financially get back into the game. We have no way of getting back in the game financially if we don't draw a fully op. So I can't tell. That's something. Funny enough, you think you use this to give us like transfer credits, which is good. So I think we have to draw here. Goodbye, Underdome. That's not good. We have to draw here. That's not good. You were present. So we could put this on the table and res it, and hopefully that discourages runs. That could be the case. I mean, showing what this is actually has some downsides. We're now slightly weaker to transfer by 1 credit, but not bad. Draw for flop is a win con against Towie. Exactly. We have to draw for flop. So they're checking powers. That's fine. If they trash it, we're relatively happy. They might not. Throughout a Kurapira means we probably have a second in hand or boomerangs. There's a transfer. Okay, so we still duck a lot of this. But we're likely to lose something important. Nice. Okay, so clear our table. I mean, I don't think we're winning this. Is there a way to play Netrunner ranked with ELO system? There's ways to calculate ELO, but nobody functionally does it. Like, we're so pinned here. So it was in hand. The transfer was there maybe for 2 turns. But like, there's another transfer coming. The Hagen is very expensive. We do technically have +1 credit. So we install the humanoid and click for 2. In theory, our opponent's on 3 credits. We can't click for 3 credits because then we are in a bad spot. And greasing costs 3, which is so annoying that you can't click for credits into greasing. I think we draw here, click 2. It's not good. You could active policing and install the humanoid just for like tempo and say like you have fewer clicks, but I have no idea what we're meant to do here. This feels bad. Draw credit AP. I mean, on 1 credit, I guess like we have to just keep our opponent busy. But like they know that we can't res a 1 credit ice. I guess it could be a 2 credit ice, so we could bluff that this is a ablative. But ablative is not really great res. Click for cards is honestly not as good as drawing for flop. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but we're just hoping for the best. Yeah, we'll do it. So they lost a click, and if they run, we get a credit. So probably not good. Yeah, it shortens their turn for sure. But like, it's not really a turn that matters to be shortened. I saw Beans did a thing that looked like ELO for Netrunner, but I'm not sure it worked. I think Beans just counts Beans points, which is, you know, you could argue, but that's not so much player skill as much as also player skill versus participation in tournaments. This is not good. This is so bad. I've learned that the hardest part about teaching NR to Magic players is the action economy and what order you should play your cards, giving you better chances to see better cards. I'm assuming Magic players are really good at drawing before they commit to things. Like that is just like card game basics usually. But I do think like board game players usually pick up a lot of Netrunner faster than card game players. Okay, if we do this, we have no credits. I mean, I think we just install this click 2. Why is this feeling so bad? This is the worst a competitive deck has felt in my hands in a while, and I'm going to blame my hands. Maybe I was too scared for Baz, and you should just say F it. The game is going to be decided if you have it, because if you have it, I'm cooked, and if you don't have it, that's the only way I can do something. We need the greasing there. Oh, yeah, I could see the greasing there being pretty good. Wow. I mean, okay, just gain 7 clicks. That's fine. Using the Cheswell on the way in is disgusting. All right, so now we're going to lose to twinning. Yeah, greasing wanted to pad HQ, but it doesn't seem like we have anything in hand. Okay, we're checking this. If we res the Hagen, we trash the Cheswa, but they might have a boomerang in hand that they have to pay. Then we go back down to 1 credit, which again, if we played the greasing, we'd be in a better spot. But I think we just need to res this ice because it's hard for them to deal with it after. And then this actually has real text. Just kidding. Obviously, there's a boomerang in hand. Yeah, we definitely needed a greasing. We can still greasing this turn, but like, yeah, greasing would have been way more comfortable. This tiered is firing. But now our ice is res, like Baz actually has to install the boomerang. So we can't greasing and fully up. So we're on 4, which we can't duck. So I think we have to greasing the ablative on HQ, which means we still can't duck. The other duck is top down and hope. We go down to 2 credits. I mean, yeah, we had the greasing last turn for sure. I'm going to greasing the ablative then next turn top down, but I don't love this. We don't res ablative until thread. Yeah, exactly. This is our like, hope you don't transfer us, but obviously like Baz is really good at transferring you. Cup? Uh-oh. Pinhole? I mean, that's fine if you hit the Melius. We got another credit. We're hitting the Melius. Okay. Assumed we would cup that. I see. Yeah, so didn't get a charge of twinning on that run because the Cheswa was going to be used on the cup, but wasn't. So now you have to figure out how to boomerang through the Hagen and have a click left, which means Hermes is going to be a liability. But we did survive a turn, and we got a credit. Transfer is no longer that big of an issue. Last click run on R&D, we don't mind those. We know where 1 Melius is, but you can't steal 9 points in the deck if you run last click. And the money's not really there. At least if you find a trashable, I think we found a Melius. Yeah. Running last click on Centrals is so bad in the matchup. I don't know if you do it at all. Okay, horse. Again, we're a flood the market deck, now that that's mattered. We're going to see some pressure on HQ, especially with the cup. And we know there's 3 points in there. The problem is there's also 6 points in there. So I think we can put these on the table. The problem is like the Sleipnir being rezzed is bad for us. I still think we just have to put cards on the table. So there's 6 points on the table. And now we have to click the draw. We could also put this on the table. It means we can't really duck. This is 4, 5, 6. So if this gets stolen into this, I'm assuming we're going to lose the Melius because we probably have a boomerang in hand at this point. Notably, if they run HQ and we res the ablative, they can also just use Chesva to install a boomerang on this one. You can put Sam on the table, not the Meliu. Yeah, I could see you being right about that, right? Because we don't care if we lose this and we need this to win. Like, and if the Sam fires, we get a Sleipnir for free, maybe. Yeah, you're right. The Melius is way more important for a game plan. As much as like I'm scared about the cup. And Melius kind of is a bit defensive in the hand. I don't think they will run last click with a cup though. Yeah, they would cup wage workers if we put it on the table alone. So I think we just draw our credit. I'll just draw. We're going to be on 6 credits anyways because of the tiered. I mean, if they wage workers and they cup it for a credit on the remote server, I don't think we're super upset about it. Okay. Quiet turn. No tiered subscription. Flood the market, huh? So I think we do tiered Sleipnir. And then either we draw or click for a credit. So I think we draw first to see if we can get another top down. Not that. Okay. So if they run, we get 2 credits. Maybe that's good. We could, if we draw a fully op, flood the market, we can score the Melios out of hand. Off the table next turn. How do I do that? Teach me your magic? We're putting Melio on the table? Yeah, apparently. His money's not great, which is good. And I don't think he wants to run because these have definitely an aura to them. Running, we got 2 credits, love it. No Hermes yet. Wake is on the table, so like this ablative is not going to hold for long. We're actually dumping 20. 3rd Melius. Jesus, are you serious? That was a 2-card axis. If we install Berry Fires. Okay. I mean, we'll see if they boomerang with the Chezzo, which charges the twinning. There's a chance that the res is wrong. Looks like it probably was wrong. Yeah, we charged the twinning and we fired an Underdome. I think we might have not wanted to res there. Yeah, because it charges this, Underdome fires. They threw out the Hermes. What are we doing here? Wait, we have a flood in hand. Since when? Since when? So I guess we flood to score the Melius they know is on the table. So flood advance. Yeah, that's fine. I think we have to go for a 9-point turn. I think we have to score this because he knows this is on the table. And so we have to get this off the table. Unless we're going to overinstall this and pretend it's a spin doctor. I think I have to do this. It gets us a click back. We can grab a card from archives. In theory, the flood the market's the most important card, but also like we need money. So I could see us grabbing a fully operational. But the flood the market is probably like the best card because we need it to win. But like I'm assuming we're losing to Wake and Plant in a second. At least Ablative has text. Maybe also there's a chance that we could have left a server open for Ablative. I think there's a big chance the fully op was the play because I don't know how we get back financially unless we top deck one. We also don't have access to Spin Doctor with Ablative, which we definitely need. Oh no, we do to pad our hand. Okay, that's good. Flop finds flood. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I want the win con, but I think money is actually more important because we can't fire the win con. Bravado HQ. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So we'll see what happens here. Penumbral. It's a stealth list. We'll just put a spin on the table. We got 2 credits from this run, so we're rich. Oh, we're firing. Oh, sick. Install Sam. Honestly, maybe we're playing from far behind that installing Sam was correct. Okay, it's a spin. This was known. We will res it. If Chonky wants to trash this, mind you, we're keeping the Underdome around. The Underdomes have been not bad. If they trash this, we're happy. We don't need to pop it. There's 2 fully ops back in. We can score from this. We need 1 more credit to score. Yeah, oh yeah, Ablative is non-agenda. Yeah. We're a credit short of scoring this turn. And there's no red level clearances. Because we need 4 credits to score. I think you can just trash this. I don't think we care. Probably going to cup it. I mean, I'm fine. That costs a credit instead of 2. Not a huge difference. There's better cup targets than the Spin Doctor. They actually use stealth credits. Pretty cool. Ooh. Can we score 9? So we could do fully operational nano management, flood the market, get a click. I think a smarter player would be able to do the math. I haven't done this, so I think we just combo. I think we just try it. I think we do fully operational. We get all the credits we can. We do nano management. We res wage workers. We flood the market. We get a click. We advance. I think we just combo. You think this is a Baker deck? Yeah, I could see it. Could just also be after image. We can't win this turn, but I'm just going to try. Okay. Okay. I think you might need another server. I think we need another server to do 9, but I want to get points out of the game, I think. So we have another flood somewhere in 14. We could use a fully operational here. I think we need a draw, and then we'll get cupped in the face. We have one fully operational deck. The cup is still active. I think we just do the fully operational. We draw, and we put something in server 4. I think I'm going to go for it. Mill, how's it going? I haven't been able to stay and hang during a stream forever. I wanted to pop in and dump a huge pile of novelty paper hearts in chat. Like so many, you're not even going to know what to do with them all. Like a buck wild and wicked inconvenient amount of them, along with a heaping help of good vibes. Thanks so much, the Mill. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully the summer's been good. Yeah, I think we have to go for this, right? I think you need to put the salmon server 4. I'm not brave enough, I'll be honest. Okay. I'm not brave enough. I think I put the wage workers in server 4 and hope. I think we hope. If they cup the last flood, though, I mean, we have a spin doctor in this one. So I'm not going to play the greasing, I don't think. I think I'm just going to put a card in server 4 and see what they do with it. In theory, we have 9 credits here because we have 2 tiered. We're going to need a top deck. We probably should have drawn one more. Oh, they have Corp here. Okay, so they're running HQ. They're probably going to see a bunch of cards because they probably throw the cup on HQ. So we're not likely to survive this. Maybe we should have put it in server 4. Don't lose on the first axis. That would suck. Fuck. Hey, GG. I mean, I'm pretty sure they run this, they cup it, then they run R&D, and that's what happens. 10 turns. That's exactly what you expect, huh? Hey. I was so scared of the early transfers. I mean, we get a free Sleipnir. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's not great. Tell me about it. Yeah, you're right. Chonky stole 6 points out of 2 axes. This deck has 6 agendas. I think the density on R&D was actually pretty high because we only had seen 1 agenda in HQ, so we shouldn't be super worried about it. But actually use twinning there to grab the cupulation of the scatter field, so you can go back and sweep HQ. So I do think we needed to put a send a message in server 4, but I think we still lose probably. So I think salmon server 4 is better. Chonky is kind of maybe priced into clearing a tag. Yeah, I think it does. It's 2 and 20 when they got to the 6. Okay, never mind. So I should be upset. We need the last flood. Yeah, we needed to top deck the last flood naturally. Oh my god, we would have done it. It was there. I mean, I don't know if we actually can do it. It's also nice to keep the greasing for that because you can like greasing and then flood, but then I don't know how we fire this. So like, maybe not it. I feel more confident once the synchros went down, but tier certification to work. I mean, yeah, I needed that money. It's really funny. Yeah, pushing Sam in the remote server would have worked. What's the rest of the turn, by the way? They definitely cup flood off the top. I mean, the cup has a scatter field on it, so maybe not. Yeah, I think if this was the Sam, maybe, because I think they run back and then they cup HQ and then they run R&D and they see like 4 with R&D with twinning and wake. Transfer again. Ooh. So we're down to 3 credits, so we can't win next turn. Huh. Hunkering down and getting through it. My wife and I are taking the train up to the the Bay Area to visit the big aquarium up there in October for our first wedding anniversary, and I'm mega stoked. That sounds awesome. I have no doubt there's some incredible aquariums on the coast. Very cool. We were thinking of Sam behind Sleipnir. The next card actually is flood on R&D. I think when you see our opponent or our opponent sees us take back the fully operational, not the flood, I think they assume there's another flood in hand. So maybe they try and run back on cupulation to get that flood. There's also a chance they do like twinning for 2, transfer twinning for 2, and they just snipe a more impactful card. Like, I'm assuming the compilation was taken because the game was over. Transfer gives us with greasing plus flood. If this was a Sam, I think we're short because we have to do greasing, flood, and we're short 1 server. Yeah. I think the Sam res on the last tier was a mistake. Gave you a twinning and install. Probably wasn't worth it. Yeah, I don't think we should have res on Sam. You greasing install the second Sam? But then we don't have enough servers with ice, right? Oh my god, because the tag. Yeah, right. If Chonky doesn't clear the tag, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, that was steal 6, and then we gave a twinning counter, which wasn't right. He plans to stop at one of the local meetups if you're in the Bay. Would you be able to respond to Cobro above? They can get a good response to the question. Oh, sorry, I missed something. What was the question? Hey, Cobro. Hey, Andre, I've been on the JNet grind trying to get my runner game up, but I seem to keep dying to double measured. How do I keep pressure on the corp without overextending into dying? Hey, it's a good question. Let's give that to a second. Yeah, for a second. Thanks for the game. Chonky's a great player. I think we actually had a chance there. We had to play sharper. Okay, so how to play against measured? That's obviously the question. We've been talking about that today. Measured response is the most common card in the top cut. Citation needed, but it's in like 12 out of 16 decks. How do you play against measured? Firstly, have money. Obviously, that's not a great answer, and that's the answer you know. But having more money is one of the most important things you can do. So one of the coolest cards for measured is Fermenter. The idea is that Fermenter is only econ that you crack when and if you need it. It's the same for Oppo Research into some ways. Where like if you have your insurance policy, just don't touch your insurance policy. And then on the turn that they measured you, or you're weak to measure suddenly, you crack the Fermenter and hopefully that's enough. There's not that much hard tech for measured, unfortunately, because like doing 8 damage is hard to beat. The other best thing you can do is like on the turn that you think you could die, play a class act. And then usually you'll be on 8 cards in hand. The thing is like only one faction can do that because of 5 influence, and also it does cost money. And if you have no money, this is not that easy to do. But this is like the easiest card I think to beat to play against measured. So that's that. I think maybe the 2 biggest things is remember that measured is threat 4, and also look at your opponent and think, if I don't run now, do I lose? A lot of players, and specifically new players too, will also okay, this is 2 different points, but if you look at the board state and think, okay, if I die to measured, especially if you're now like halfway through the corpse deck, they probably have measureds. You just have to make that decision. If I don't run now, what's the chance I die to measured? If I do run now, if I do run now, what's the chance I die to measured? But if I don't run, what's the chance that it's going to be that bad? A lot of the times the corporation will be like, I'm going to put points in the remote server. If the runner runs it and steals it, they don't win the game, but I win the game to measured. If I score it though, sometimes they don't win the game. So you really need to make sure the corp isn't in a position where if they score the next agenda, they win and you have to play their game. And if that's the case, well, it's going to be bad for you. Hopefully you have money. But a lot of times I think people, especially newer players, overextend. Newer players and Netrunner want to be running all the time. You don't have to be running all the time. Again, there's a lot of corp board states where if you don't do anything, the worst they can do is score 3 points, and admittedly a very good 3 points, but you don't have to run every single turn. I guess the one card you could play is Steelskin Scarring if you're playing Anarch and just hold them in your hand. It's just really hard for that to do enough to beat 2 measureds. Yeah. Watch out. I think people also get blown out by measured because a lot of folks, from what I've seen, they don't plan around the fact that, oh, I'm not on threat. Oops, I ran. Now I'm on threat. So they'd be like super comfortable. I'm on 2 points. Measured doesn't matter. Then they run R&D for fun and they steal 2 points. They're like, oh, wait, now I die. So also make sure that every single run has the math on it. Like, what happens if I do get to measured threat? Can I survive that? And if the answer is I can't survive that, you have to do your own risk calculation of whether or not that's worth taking the run in the first place. Ultimately, and this is a thing that newer players do more than others, is understanding how much you can pay for a run, right? Like I played against a lot of newer players. They're like, oh, I love running R&D. I got some R&D multi-axis. So no matter what, I'm going to be running R&D. If you're running R&D and it costs you 6 credits for a single axis, you're probably going to die to measured, right? Like you need to make the runs make sense for you. And so you just have to like balance your economy a bit better. That's not a great answer because obviously like balance your economy, do money better is not like a good answer for most people. But like ultimately you need to look at your board state and like make sure you're not overextending. And I do think a lot of newer players overextend on single axes because you can always win off of a single axis. It's really exciting. But ultimately, if it costs 6 credits to see a random card from R&D, that's on most board states definitely not worth it. And then you're kind of priced into playing a bit of more of their game, which is camping the remote and or sweeping HQ after a couple turns. Hey, KM Cloud, always be running. Steel Skin's a big one. Yeah, Steel Skin's a big one. It's just like, it's hard to squirrel away enough Steel Skins to survive double measured. You basically have to have 2 Steel Skins. Funny enough, Strike Fund, which is a bit less common, like technically can be double measured if the second measured gets you to the 8 credit threshold. But there's not a lot of hard tech to measured. Compilation is technically hard tech to measured. I do want to say, if you find your first measured response on like turn 1 or turn 2, I don't often recommend trashing it, because these 3 credits in the early game are way more important in your bank pool than it is like outside of your bank, especially for the first couple turns of the game, which are very volatile in modern Netrunner. So I wouldn't recommend trashing the first measured you see. So do watch out for that. And that just kind of is like, also keep your money up, because those 3 credits might be better spent defeating the measured in the first place. I don't know. Sealskin Onicom is enough to stuff measured. Yeah, Onicom's good. It's not played everywhere, but Onicom again is like one of the don't die buttons. That's really quite nice. But yeah, I do think a big thing is like, just look at your deck and put more money in it. There's certain competitive decks in the standard format where their weakness is they have liquidity issues, right? Like we just played against, and admittedly you play different if you're playing against measured, but like a lot of the sub decks don't have a lot of money in their pockets. A lot of the virus anarchs don't have a lot of money in their, in their pockets on a turn to turn. So like sometimes you do have to just slow down and greet the fermenter a bit. I doubt there'll be another Silver Bullet card like Blastgreed again. No, I don't think we'll see a Silver Bullet card like Blastgreed probably ever in NSG, and I think the game is better for that. I think the things that we're more likely to see is Sports Hopper, as opposed to like seeing more Stone Ships. I think Stone Ship might have been a mistake of a card, but Sports Hopper is expensive. It's not dead in other matchups, and its ability is definitely not exactly worth 3 credits. And so it's like, it's not exactly a silver bullet, but it is a silver bullet. But also you sometimes have to fire this preemptively. Like if I pass my turn and I'm on 7 credits, 3 cards in hand, I just have to pull my Sports Hopper out. And then the corporation actually doesn't spend any resources. So that's kind of cool. But it would be frustrating if you do a measured, then they flop their Sports Hopper. But I do think this is like a bit more interesting than the Blastgreed, which just says you can't die. But that being said, there's not a lot of cards that say you don't die to measured in the format, for better or for worse. Hopper and Geist was fun. Yeah, Hopper was fun. Hopper was okay. Blastgreed, mind you, is from the first pack ever released. It just says deny the next 4 meat damage. And this card almost single-handedly, well, for many, many years, most decks would play 1 or 2 of these just to win the Wayland matchup, and hopefully you draw it. Popping Sports Hopper to die the boom was definitely a thing. Yes. Yeah, if you floated 2 tags, you'd pop it. But this card is like way more of a brick than like, 0 cost, 1 influence, draw 2, don't die to most things. And we're kind of lucky we're not in a Stone Ship meta. The thing is, like, it's hard for Stone Ship to single-handedly beat 1 or 2 copies of measured. Just put 16 credits in a savings account. The thing is, like, that's not really realistic. I think you're much better putting 8 credits in a savings account and then just having 4 cards in hand. And if they have triple measured, honestly, they have triple measured. Like, it's hard to be triple measured if they can afford it. But 16 credits in a saving account if you can. 8 credits in a saving account, 4 cards in hand. It's not the best answer, because there's not a lot of like hard tech or hard play patterns besides like keep your money up. Play a fermenter and don't crack it until you really need it. That's the best you got. I would have missed if I didn't keep the video up while talking about taking my meds. We're only gonna be in town for 2 days. Mila, enjoy your trip. Enjoy all the West Coast travels. Agreed on 8 credits. 4 cards is the normal target. Yeah, 4 cards is usually a bit better than 8 credits, because you can lose 4 cards and like you can still play the game. Losing 8 credits hurts. Like, it really does suck. But there's not that many situations in which people actually play measured for tempo and say pay 8 credits now. Like, that doesn't happen. I would say 1 out of every 4 measures is actually like a lethal measured. 3 out of every 4 measures is like a lethal measured. 1 out of 4 measures is just saying I need you to pay 8 now, which like you'll do to not die, obviously. But normally they're played to kill. So if you have the money, you don't have to like play around it, Double measures 10, but Corp has a lot of shenanigans to make it. Yeah, Corps can do it. Like, Basalt is like messed up. Basalt is mega messed up. And the idea is that they have 2 measures. With Basalt, they technically have 3 measures. And if they have 15 credits, you're not going to beat 3 measures unless you have like 20 credits. Sometimes they play measured to take 4, then they res FUD and kill you with Blend the Water score. Yeah, there's certain combos, or like measured into Azyef score, or vice versa. Like, that's a good one that could sneak up on you. Like Hollow and Azyef, suddenly you're on threat measured. Fun to measured, fun to blend the water, measured into fun to blend the water. Like, there's things that you can do. But the thing is, like, those are not common enough to play around, at least in like mid-table play. But they're there. It's a really strong card. I don't know what to say about it. I kind of wish parts of it said that this only fired if you stole or trash. So like you can still technically make runs and choose not to trash. But it is a bit paralyzing if you don't have good economy. Having good economy is the most important thing. Hopefully that answers that. Hopefully we can win a damn game today, huh? One more game and then we'll like drop the tiered subscriptions and then we'll play the hospitality version, which I think I'll be much more excited for. Oh, it's Bridgman. Hey, that's a good opponent. Any advice on the R+ matchup wherever you interact to get oppo to the end of line? Maybe we can talk about it after. The thing is, like, I haven't played against R+ functionally in like a year or so, so it's way more nuanced. Yo, what up? How's it going? I think it's Finn with 2 ends. All right, Zaya. So could be the Decklist of the week still. If it's not playing transfer, it's not playing transfer. I love the tiered opening. We could ice HQ just against Cup. It seems relevant. But we have 2 things we want to ice on when we push a remote server. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit with this HP list, but having a good time. I think we can keep this. Thanks for the answer. Of course, I like answering questions for sure. R+ is a lot more difficult because nobody knows what R+ is doing in the modern meta. Again, one of the best things you can do against oppo is like just keep a fermenter. And then on most turns where they triple oppo you in NBN, the single tag punishment is not relevant. The double plus tag punishment is super relevant. So if you get hard oppoed, you're allowed to pass your turn with 1 tag as much as you'll use your resources. And then for them to hard punish you, they need like 2 combo cards in hand. So my advice is clear 3 tags if you want to. Sorry, you probably need to. That's kind of mostly it. Good times what matters. Best of luck, have fun. Best of luck, have fun. Those who don't know, Bridgman's an incredible competitor. Plays out of the Nordics, I think in Sweden. Nice dude too. All right, I think we'll just set this up. I want to put the Sleipnir first, I think. We could ice HQ, but I'm going to say this is the Decklist of the week Zaya. It doesn't have to be. If we get transferred, we could duck on a Cyclotron. I think keeping our Cyclotron in hand is good. We could just put Drafter on HQ here and hope that we draw more ice. I mean, it's Zaya. Zaya's going to poke Centrals, so I guess we will do this. I think Drafter on HQ is maybe not as good as Sleipnir on HQ. This might have been backwards. I put this down, then decided this. So now the idea is if Zaya wants to get a credit off of R&D, we also get a credit, which is like pretty fair for us. Kind of the same prevention methods. Yeah, keep 4 cards and 8 credits. At least for end of line, it's exact same prevention method. But against oppo, again, 1 tag NBN punishment's not real. 2 tag NBN punishment is real. So just keep that in mind. Draft on HQ is not amazing. On the remote server is actually a bit better than it looks. All right, let's just get some cards. I do not know how we're meant to use YDL here. Like a tempo YDL for 3 credits feels pretty rough. We probably want to keep the YDL for the next turn. And now we didn't draw another piece of ice. So the fully op, it's a bit worse. Like we could just click for a credit. Bridgman opened double gamble. So like trashing our table is not that hard. So I kind of feel like we need to click for a credit here. If we just put out a wage workers, if he trashes it for 4 and we get a tiered subscription, maybe we're not super upset about that, but it puts us away from YDL. But I think with the fully op, we don't really need it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Overdraw here? Yeah, overdraw here actually is pretty good too. Like, I don't love this. He probably is going to check it and pay 4, which maybe we should be happy about that. Sometimes you just have to keep your opponent doing things. I just kind of need to keep things iced up. I got Finn to sign my Urbans at Worlds last year with a highlight to meet him. He's such a nice person. He's a really nice dude. He's not really playing competitively, but he still like shows up and does really well with weird stuff. If wage worker lives, you can overdraw to YDL. I'm not convinced we want to pay 2 credits to get an extra credit this turn on an uniced wage workers. You definitely can. But like playing wage workers and rezzing it to fire it once, and then, you know, we give Bridgman all the information he needs to consider trashing it, it's probably not worth the extra credit. Unless like overdrawing is really good for us, which it's not amazing. Unity Crew Pure. Wow, breakers. Okay, so the tiered subscription is actually doing something. I hate our life now. We honestly might do triple draw discard. I don't like this. Okay, so we have to draw once. We want ice. Okay, we have to draw again. So we can always draw wage workers, install it. I don't know what I'm meant to do with this hand. There is only 9 points and 31 cards in R&D. I want to throw out the Sams. So if we wage workers draw, we go to 9. This goes to 8, and we discard 2 Sams. I mean, I think we have to do it. I don't like it. Okay. Go. We'll see. He's down to 7 credits. He hasn't played an econ card since those 2 gambles, so the wage workers might be good, and also running it gives us the credit. So we just need to draw another ice here. Boomerang transfer is not the end of the world. And luckily Drafter actually has a bit of text now. Unity way worse early into Sleipnir than the equivalent Shibboleth. Dealskin, cool. So it's not the Decklist of the week. And Strike Fund. So I think this is Audrey Zaya. Or maybe a lot of cybernetics. So it is the transfer. So we do get the Drafter, which is really good for us. So the one ice he can't deal with, and usually the worst face check. So we'll return the YDL, which is now a lot better. We can install a card. We're going to go down to 4 credits. So I think we just want to ice up the wage workers. Yeah, Steelskin Strike Fund might be Audrey's Eye. Finn always plays weird stuff. Or he usually does. Hits the flood, good. No cup. Doesn't have to clear a tag here, but we have 1 greasing in the list. Underdome. Ah, cool. Very cool. Okay. So things that we can do. We have a wage workers, so we kind of want to do triple install. We couldn't easily do triple operation. I think we just do triple install, and then we finish with a flood. So we can do Hagen, Power, Cyclotron, ice up the Cyclotron, and then we could just fully up. Obviously, we had a YDL there, but it just doesn't make sense with our hand. So I think we'll refill and then just get some money. Draw. Hand is pretty good. We would want another piece of ice here. He's on 15 credits and wants to force us to res. So I think things are going to snap back relatively quickly. So I think we just need to get all the money we can. This can give us 6 credits. I think we'll take it with the nano in hand. But maybe we're going to draw once more and discard the worst card. Because we don't have things to install next turn. And I don't think the Flood the Market's going to stick. Synchro Flood costs 6 to give us 3 advancements for a single click. So we do Melius, YDL. Yeah, sorry, Melius Flood. I don't think we get there. We top deck the Greasing, maybe? Checking archives? Yeah, I mean, probably don't want to lose those. So now there's 5 agendas in 29. Favor for gun. See another transfer? Or a jailbreak? Or a remote check. Maybe just a remote check here. Docklands. Oh, wow. We're going to HQ. Window on the drafter. So this is really fun because the Underdome happens. So the drafter costs 2 credits. Undid it. So Underdome's going to fire again almost no matter what. Unless we don't re-res it. That's so funny. So Window installs a card. Let's see what we get. It's the Docklands. That makes sense. So the drafter got de-resed. There's no Hermes here, so we're not going to bounce it. I'd rather res it for free than cost Bridgman 2 credits and 2 bullets. There's only 1 good hit here. Oh, 2 good hits, actually, because we see 2. Cyclotron. Wouldn't mind if that gets trashed. YDL, good. Yeah, so this fires Underdome. Maybe we don't res it to deny 2 cards, which Bridgman really needs 2 cards here. It actually might have been right just to be like, you got it, I'm not resing this. But against Revolver, you kind of need to tax the bullets, especially because there's a Docklands every turn. Okay, Underdome fired. Wow, our board state survived. Tiered has given us like 3 credits now. Not what we wanted to draw, but what can we do here? So, no more ice. If we do install Melies, res Cyclotron, flood, we get 3 advancements. We have 1 click left. Sorry, Cabs. So if we want to score it out, we have to spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think we can do it. I think we have to just build a bigger board. Because we're 1 ice short. If we do YDL Nanomension Flood, we get a click back. Maybe that's the play. We do YDL. We gain 3. We're on 13. We do Nano. We're on 9. We install Melies. We Synchro Flood. We're on 6. I mean, I think we could do it. I think we could do it. I just don't think it's sensible. We'd have to grab back the fully operational, which is kind of funny. But I think we do it. I think we do YDL Flood, YDL Nano Manage, install Melies, res Synchro Flood, advance. You also have to keep in mind, we can also just do like nano management, install, Melias, advance, advance, advance. Oh no, fourth advance doesn't get there. We have a powers too. Powers can install. I mean, not much we want to install here. Sorry. I think we just go for it, chat. I think we're just gonna fire it. I'm just gonna vibes this. This doesn't sound amazing, but we'll try it. Oh, and we get a click back, which is good. So we can res the powers, but then we can't fully opt. So I'm gonna score this. We're gonna add a card from archives. We're gonna go for the fully op, and then we can recover. So we'll draw 2 because we have to play against Auckland's. We draw 2 and again gain 2. I think we just gain 6 here because we need to be able to res all of this stuff. We're gonna get 1 more credit. If we lose a send a message, it's not the end of the world. So we'll try that. I think nano only makes sense if you want a double score. I think there's a chance we're not using the nano perfectly, but it was the only way that I think we could do this play. Because if we don't nano, we can't score. The powers would have been sick if it fired, but we're 1 credit short, let alone we didn't have great targets. He also knows that there's a flood here, so you might think there's another flood in hand, but down to 1 credit, we needed to grab the fully out back. Can't tell if that's the play, though. Again, most of the times when I see this deck, they don't score 3 in a turn, they score 6 or 9, so there's a chance that my mindset is wrong, where we should just be setting up. All right, let's see what we're contesting. It's a drafter, which is not great res for us because it turns on Underdome, but we might contest other stuff. The Wage Workers costs 4, the drafter costs 2, but Bravado's going to give back 7. This drops us down to 4 credits. Hagen's the most expensive res. Actually, it's not that bad. It's not a bad break because it's like 3 to 4 credits to break. I mean, there's no Hermes yet, but I think we have to res the drafter just to tax out tokens. We've been greasing the bounce back a bit. Now with the Underdome, we're allowed to res 2 ice, but if we res 2 ice, we bankrupt ourselves. So we'll see if this is the turn where the tier goes down. Yeah, it does. So we res a Sleipnir. We go down to 0. That's not a good spot to be in, especially without Wage Workers. You have to boost this once, which means you break this for like 2 to 3, and then we trash this for 3. I mean, maybe we just res this and bankrupt ourselves. We can't greasing out of this situation if we bankrupt ourselves. I mean, now it's harder to trash the cycle. I don't like going down to 0, I'll be honest. We're not on Planogram, and we have our 1 YDL at the bin. This ain't it. I think Underdome is making me do this, which can't be the play. But this is an expensive res for sure. Or expensive enough break. Like this is 3, and then this is like at least 2 to break, 3 to break. This looks like we have another fully op in hand, which unfortunately we don't. So I'm assuming we're getting a card draw off of this. Actually breaks all of it. Wow, I'm happy with that. So now we're down to 3 credits. So the Cyclotron's all your money. So we're both in the mud. This also means like you can run HQ for free. It just costs revolver credits or counters. Because if you run HQ, it costs 2 and 2 bullets, but you get 2 back with Zaya. We wouldn't mind resing the Hagen for free off of this ham. Flop off the top, no problem. I mean, that's our best bet. Flop off the top. Strike fund for 3. And now we're doing the Cyclotron. Okay, so that goes down. So cleared our board state, which is exactly where you want to be. Our deck has no reach anymore. And we're bankrupt. It's a good draw. If we click for 3, we just get full siphoned, so we can't transferred. So we can just put something behind the drafter and click for credits. This is technically more expensive, but the drafter tokens matter. I have no doubt that Bridgman's running multiple revolvers or at least a solid breaker. But I think putting this on the table and clicking for 2 is okay. I think taxing the drafter is good. This is twice as expensive though. Okay, we'll see what happens. I didn't fire that turn. So we're just not going to res ice this day, so the Underdome will leave. There's a chance there's a window play. If there's a window play, we might just not res. I don't know if this list is on Compromat. That could seem like a thing that Bridgman wants to do. Okay. Zaya credit. Nice. That means we're not running HQ with Docklands. Knows the next card. Man, having a deck that like seemingly can only score with 2 cards from the deck, maybe that insinuates that we need to be drawing more with fully op. Or obviously returning this to hand. I think I'm scoring too fast. I think scoring this and then absolutely gassing ourselves out was not the play. Okay, Underdome leaves, which is good. Bridgman knows we have a horse. Okay, I think we do draw credit Greece. Put it here. We can duck the transfer. Not that it'll be good, but we have to rebuild our servers. I do not know Bridgman. I don't think Bridgman's going to make enough credits every turn to deal with us installing things behind ice every turn. So let's see if we have like some way to see more cards on R&D. I think we could be on jailbreaks here, but it looks like we're spending 9 of our slots on Strike Fund or 6 of our slots on Strike Fund Steel Skin. I think once the Audrey comes down, the game's going to be a bit weird. And I'm assuming we're on Audrey if we're playing all of this. But we don't have the MU for it. And these are like, you're spending influence on breakers. So are you on Audrey? Maybe you are. Maybe we're replaying all the cybernetics. So like maybe a tremolo shows up, but we could be on Zenit and the HQ credit denial one. Getaway R&D, nice. Yeah, it might not be Audrey, but I'm assuming we're on cybernetics or something weird that cares about damage. So he knows the next card on R&D. It's a flood. Man, I want to play corporate hospitality so much. Mystic. Okay. So this thing, if we install it here, we can do flood, advance, but we have to put it behind the Hagen. We're eventually going to get pulled in on HQ, like pushed in on Revolver. So I think we just ice up. I mean, I don't think the powers gets contested, but this is their best card. And then like it's a really good ice right now. So next turn we could do install flood advance. The thing is that costs 7 credits and we're on 6. So we're credit short. Now we're many credits short. I think we can duck all of this. So drafter for 2. So either we duck all of this or none of it. Lamau. Blood. Nice. Card he knew. Send a message. A Blade of Barrier doesn't work, so I guess we res a free Hagen. Because Blade of Barrier only has text when you run this server. Or when you res during a run on this server. So see if he takes down the free powers. I doubt it. The tag matters. We played 1 greasing, so he might not know how many greasings we're playing. Not that we can threaten greasing this turn, or let alone score out. I don't know if you have to protect your Mystic here, but I'm assuming you're on twinning, so the tag is technically relevant. Clear the tag. Second gun, yeah, that makes more sense. I'm assuming we're on a multi-gun gamer. So the Hagen is the worst server. So if we install the humanoid, it can go down. You're going to have to break all the Hagen for the Kurapira, which still costs you like 3 credits. And then you still have to trash this. I mean, there's not much else we're doing here. And with a Cyclotron, we actually can do humanoid into flood the market if the credits are good enough. Because you can play the flood the market as a single. We won't have enough servers for it to be great. But you can do it. Because this only installs 2. 3 credit install humanoid? Sorry? Wasted Wage Workers click? Oh my god. Hey, real quick, don't know if it changes the turn, but I had I should have clicked 3 then installed. Do you mind? Yeah, you're right. I should have clicked 3 so bad. It might have changed this turn because of the window. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, I forgot I had Wage Workers. Okay, so we're going with the window. It is a Panweave deck. Okay, so it is cybernetics. So we're going to lose the credit here anyways. So we're kind of incentivized to res the drafter. If we res the drafter, it's like if you don't res the drafter, you go down to 2 credits. That's a bit better, actually. I'd rather go down to 2 credits than 0 credits. It gives a credit to Bridgman. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a bit of an unfair take back when we can re-res the drafter. But I think we just lose a credit, give a credit, and then half the time we lose the Melias. It'll still give us enough money to do the humanoid play. And now with, I was going to say with the 3 credits. Melias off the top. No console yet. Is this last card at Underdome? Because the Mystic's angry. So this is when you run HQ successfully the first time, lose a credit, they gain a credit. The problem is if humanoid fires and we flood up, like the game's over. Because like Bridgman's going to run HQ every single turn because it's credit positive. Super credit positive. This also makes a lot of sense. So let's say we break all of this. In theory, you don't need to, but if you save a credit, it's like buy 3, get 1 free. So we might not break all of it. Yeah, cool. We lose our humanoid. I don't know how to get out of this. Last click, so you can't steal the last Melius, but the send a message wins the game. Mystic. Mind you, you can get Mystic angry, no problem, because you have steel skins and strike funds. That's really funny. Dies to ablative, or sorry, to SEF, which we don't have. So the game is technically an R&D here. We have to remember we can either triple install, which doesn't make sense. So I think we just do triple credit ablative. The last transfer is somewhere, but you have to top deck it. And I don't want to draw into the Dawkins Panweave. In theory, icing HQ again is pretty good. Because again, this is credit positive. You spend 2 to boost, you gain 3 back. Heaven forbid the last bravado. Oh, there's 2 more bravados. Yeah, dies to Angelique, exactly. I mean, ablative on HQ is not bad. It gets back your humanoid. And then it actually costs nothing to run. He knows that we have an ablative. If he runs the ablative, we put the humanoid back. I don't know. Obviously, the game's an RD. We have to pretend it's not. So this res will give us back probably the humanoid. He really needs to draw like a sure gamble or something. Clean getaway would also be perfect on R&D. We could lose to that. Oh, it was a clean getaway top deck. So good. Okay, so res the ablative here. We can install something in the remote server. We install something that costs 2, we can duck. I think we'll just go for the humanoid server 4. So now there's no point to ducking. This also is a way to make the Hagen cheaper, which is not amazing. At least we're going to be on 1 credit, which means the humanoid can do something. The problem is if we draw agendas, we're cooked. I mean, I don't think I'm getting enough horizontal tempo. And I think that's me. And or we did not draw enough top downs. Blood and Sleipnir. Zai gets 3 from that run, so it's free. And the Courtier is charging. This is a known server. This costs you 4 to trash. Or 3 to trash. Man, Mystic top deck with the clean getaway was so good. At least last click on R&D is a bit less good here, but I think you need cards in hand. The revolver tokens eventually will run out, but the game will run out before the revolver tokens. And there's a chance Bridgman doesn't run this and says, I'm happy if you draw, because it's kind of scary for you. This gets us back in financially, but like Bridgman can always run this if he wants. Looks like we're going to get it. Top of R&D would have been safe. Okay, so we probably just lose on HQ here. I don't see another play pattern. Okay, Spin Doctor means we can actually discard this if we want to by like just overdrawing. We also have a fully operational here, so I think we just build another server because we have to push. There's a chance we put this on the table, but I think Bridgman will check it. But we can do Spin Doctor Drafter, and then we can just play the fully operational to draw. And if it's really bad, we discard and we keep 1 Melius and 6 and say those are good enough odds. So we'll do these 2. Then we'll play the fully operational. We could have played the Flood the Market, but it's not good enough. So fully operational. We'll draw 2 cards. Okay, now we have to draw more cards. Okay, then we'll just gain some money. And we'll throw out the SAM. We'll keep the active policing. We'll throw the top down because we don't want trashables. Oh, and it's not trashable, excuse me. And I guess we'll just throw out an ice. So if we can survive this turn, maybe we can do something with Flood, but like there's so many avenues that Bridgman can just like take down our board state. Again, this is turn 11. We are not going fast enough, and Bridgman has the breathing room to deal with our table. If we want to dilute HQ, we can draw with the Spin Doctor. There's only 1 more agenda in R&D, so it's like maybe worth it. But I think Bridgman here just needs to deal with the Cyclotron. And if he does, we're in a bad spot. Could be a second Cyclotron in server 7. But like even if you clear the server space, it's pretty good for you. That being said, he could just say like, I think I can win all centrals and go for it. Okay, so we have to do this. Okay, we didn't flood. So we'll put Sam back. Fully operational back makes sense. We have a flood in hand. We haven't seen a cup yet. So I think we just put a fully op back or the second flood, but I don't think we want to draw a flood. I think we just have a flood. I don't know. Maybe we put back trashables, like installables in the remote server. Because if we run out of those, we run out of things. Okay, Wake. So now running HQ is going to lock R&D too. Trash to Boomerang. So he's not running the table. I don't think we can win this turn. We're going to go down to 8, and he has a 1 in 4 chance of winning off this run. Sleipnir, Spin Doctor. Might trash that. Get a Wake car charge. We lost a Panweave credit. Feels like we want to keep Sam in hand to go for the win. I mean, maybe. With the Spin Doctor res, maybe we could have risked it. I didn't expect the Waken plan. Like, the deck, we should have expected it, but like, we're in top deck mode here. I mean, if the top deck is, I guess it can't be the last Melies. Yeah, because there's no more Melieses. Maybe we need to keep the points in hand to win. I just don't know if we can win this turn. He did. Did he steal our trash? He did. So active policing has text. Sees 2. Okay, top of the deck is clean. Okay, thinking. We need to get out of this. So hand doesn't have money. Active policing is credit negative. We do top deck. We top down. We break lock. But I think we definitely want to do top down into Melies into flood. I think we survive this turn. We install train, flood, power, Sam, flood. Okay, hold on. So we always start with the top down. We draw 2, we install 2. We install the Melies, and then we install something behind this ice just to get 5 iced servers. We would have to draw the one last card off the top down to be an agenda. Top down, flood, and pray, you find more points. Yeah, we need a top down and find points. That could be points. The thing is, we're running out of money. So this goes into server 4, I guess. We can install something in server 5. It has to be the tiered. Okay. This unfortunately installs a card, which is not really useful. I think we're cooked. We needed an agenda in hand so that we can powers that be to get it in. The thing is, like, the score out for this, if we had another agenda in hand, we'd win. We don't. Because we can just flood the market here. We'll be on 2 clicks left and an install from hand with powers. The issue is if we have to play 2 floods, which cost exactly 6 credits. So if we top down solutions here, we'll get a click back. We might have to top down again and then hope that we exactly draw into a fully operational and an agenda. Yeah, maybe we had to keep the SAM. If we kept the SAM and survived the 1 HQ run, we'd be okay. So maybe we had to. Yeah, keeping the SAM would have won us the game. Here, if it survived. Okay, so if we flood, we score the Melies, we have 2 clicks left. The Melies returns the flood from the archives back to hand. We can install a card with powers. If we had a Spin Doctor, we could install it to draw, but we don't. So I think we're priced into playing the top down and just hoping for the best. It has to exactly draw, if I'm not mistaken, fully op and an agenda. If we play the top down here, I think we have to do it if we think unless we think R&D is going to hold. I think I'm just going to do it. Okay, that's bad. Okay, so we have no more installables, so it's not good. We could discard cards in Ice Archives as like a joke. I mean, I guess. That's not good. Okay, so we could always play. We've played 2 operations, so we can play fully operational for fun. If we play fully operational for fun, we'll have 1 click. If we flood, we are click short because we would need the nano management, which we need more money. Scoring first powers installed res spin, then dig with the top down might have been better. We didn't have a spin, right? If we had a spin, we definitely would do the spin install and then like cycle through. But we needed a spin here to see more cards because we could have clicklessly installed a spin. Spin in archives. Adam, how's it going? Oh, shit on me. Yeah, you're right. Spin in archives. I mean, it's similar to the top down, but it takes... Yeah, because we wouldn't struggle to get the operation play. But if we get the spin in archives, we don't have the flood. I think we need the flood to win. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, there's 2 agendas and 6 in R&D. So I think we just have to do the best we can. The problem also with active policing, if we want to play this, it does nothing. Powers installs from archives. Yeah, but we powers installs from archives. We have a click left. Did we biff it? Did I biff this? Okay, so if I did Melius score right now, I powers the B to get the spin doctor. We bring back the flood. We draw the spin. We would have another click left. I think it puts us in the same spot. The thing is, like, it gives us a click more, so we could have dug deeper. I think no matter what, that's what we do and see what happens. So I think we have to do this, which gives us a click. But now we're bankrupt. So it's pretty moot point. So we'll do powers for spin doctor. Flood. So we're short on credits. So I think we fully op here and then we discard agendas, but we don't actually discard agendas. Uh-oh. We know they're all in R&D. So I think we have to pretend we're discarding agendas here. So I think we just gain the money. We don't res the tiered because it doesn't matter. Shuffle nano. Wait, do we have a click left after this? Wait. Do we have a click left after this? Has it not spent our click yet? Because we could nano, draw 2. Hold on, I messed this up. So we could... Oh, I messed this up really bad. This is not good for me. So the idea is that if we install the spin doctor, we could have res the spin doctor to shuffle the nano back in. We could have drawn the nano management, use this to play money. So we can't shuffle the spin doctor in the middle of the resolution of fully operational for obvious reasons. So we had to do that before. Yeah, so we had 2 clicks, not 1, because we got 1 from wage workers, 1 from this. So we have a click left here, which unfortunately, if we had to draw into an agenda nano management, we could have won here. So yeah, I goofed it. I goofed it bad. So I think we just spent our last click playing greasing for a synchro. Sorry, wow, we play active for a synchro. And then we just hope that the spin doctor holds the game. I need to discard cards so he considers running archives. Oh god, R&D is only agendas. Wait, that's actually sick. That's actually really good. So then we'll active policing to put something on the table. And then we'll say you have 2 clicks, we're 6 credits, and we'll discard a card to keep him busy. So now he has 2 clicks to win, and he needs to run R&D. He thinks there's agendas and archives. Yeah, active is really good here. I definitely could have done better on that combo turn. This could be an agenda, but we know where all the agendas are. They're the last 2 cards in R&D, and we can draw them into hand. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't go the way I planned. But I think it's okay. Yeah, exactly. And the spin gives us so much control. So like he has to run. He also like the Meliuses are all out. So he has 2 runs in him. But R&D is like 2 send a messages. He needs he needs to run HQ then R&D then HQ. And even then it's going to be a 2 and 8. Res tier just because no, the what's it called? The complexity of the unres tier is worth more than the credit. Because he could think that this is an extra cyclotron or extra wage workers and then not interact with it. As soon as we show him what it is, it's not worth it. In terms of like the money we need to win the game, we need 3 credits, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, we definitely want like the complexity and of the unknown information is way more than a credit because he could think this is an agenda. Right? Yeah, no stress. I want to say our turn took 7 minutes. That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. We'll give Finn the 7 minutes. So how's everyone doing today? Yeah, I don't think I've eaten enough to play this deck well. Honestly, knowing where all the agendas are is like pretty sick. Obviously, you know where they are, but having full control over where they are, that we can move them exactly between 2 different servers. So cool thing is he has no cards in hand. So as soon as he draws, right, like he just has to win with this. Now he has 2 drafter breaks. He has Kurapira charge, so ablative also could be an issue on these servers. And we did discard 1 card intentionally to make this a bit more difficult for him. Because if there's an agenda in here, there's a chance that like R&D is totally clean, or just 1 in R&D, 1 in HQ, and then Archives has 1 the last point. The thing is, if he runs Archives, like we're fine, and then he can't win. If he runs Archives first click or the remote, like there's a chance if he trashes the single Cyclotron, we're in a bad spot. But we always can Spin Doctor back in like a Nano Management fully operational, and then with the greasing, we'll have a click back. And let alone we have another synchro. So I don't know. It's still sketchy. If you don't have a card in hand, does Mystic not care? You must trash 1 card from grip or random or trash as a resource. If you have no cards, do you have to trash her? Yeah, the second synchro is actually pretty good here. Because if he trashes this, the synchro works. All melees to score, no need to keep a click to score. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because these are out. He can run twice. If there was 1 more in the deck, his turn is so much harder. There's no, I mean, if he trashes 2 synchro, are we cooked? I don't think so. Yes! The Archives play worked. This is awesome. So now he can't win the game. Discarding 1 card was like the plan. So we know all the agendas in R&D. So he runs HQ, we're fine. We're down on 5 credits. He doesn't have a transfer because he has no cards in hand. That's it. Yeah, we figured that out. That's cool. Yeah, the Archives run makes a lot of sense. I like that. So we're going to lose a credit. He sees 2 cards. He has no cup. Okay. So that gains 2. Mystic has to leave, I think, because I don't think he can trash from hand. Hey, GG. R&D is only a okay, so we just do Sam Flood. We could have made more money. I'm just going to get out of this game. Good game. Yeah, I wanted to discard a card to keep you interested in Archives. R&D was all Sams and spin in 4. So the line had to be run R&D, run HQ, but that's really hard to piece together. I guess there was no way for me to read, but exactly, yeah. It's full random. I mean, we stopped drawing at some points, so sometimes that's a read, but that board state at the end was fascinating. Because again, this was all send a messages, so you had to do everything. Res spin before Mando? As long if we don't fire, we lose, but you could res spin before Mando for fun. Yeah, cool game though. Yeah. Are you on Audrey? Or just heavy cybernetics? Yeah, so not on Tremolo maybe, but I do think he's on Panweave, Wake, and Zenith. Oh no way. Cool. Cool. We also got lucky that there was no Hermes. Hermes pushes us back in an awkward way. Thanks for the game. Always a pleasure. My other stuff is just there to let me face to, yeah, that tracks. I mean, looks cool. Thanks for the game. Hey, cheers. Yeah, that was a cool game. Okay, so we managed to win 1 game. And I think we biffed the combo. I think there was a chance at that second last turn we could have like shuffled back the nano management and done a full combo. Run spin, run in HQ also works and happens to save a credit. If he runs spin, I don't think we pop it. I honestly think if he runs a spin, we don't res spin. If he trashes spin, he probably doesn't run R&D. Right? Spark, I think it's interesting. If he runs spin, we should have known what to do with it. We should have just said we'll never res spin. So if he res spin, he sees the spin, and then we know that they're not in R&D. Maybe they're in Archives, and then he either runs Archives or HQ, I think. But it's hard to tell. I think that's really hard to tell. But I think if he runs spin, we don't res spin. Stream frame rate is really bad, or is it just my connection? Oh, it's 1 frame per second? Oh, yeah, it is. Hey chat, can you hear me? Oh, stream connection, yeah. Stream connection looks dodgy. Hey, we should be back. The stream connection just dropped out there on my side. We went down to like 1,000 kilobytes. Are we back? Hey? I know I had bars on my side. It's been a day for sure. Hey chat, we back? I think we're back. That was seconds per frame. Frames per second. Audio seems fine. It should be clearing up. On my side, I have green bars, but it did drop to red bars for a moment there. So hopefully it's okay. I was saying I don't know if it got cut off, but if he runs the spin doctor, we just don't res it and says that's fine. Yeah, we're back. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm pretty hungry. So I think we're just going to do one more game, maybe. Maybe we'll really enjoy this version of the deck. But I want to try the version that won the event that's running the copies of Corposp, which like seems like a card I'd appreciate. Because I feel like in the mid game, I'm struggling to get forward tempo. And this is obviously a card that can give you forward tempo. And then if people trash your key pieces, hopefully it doesn't matter. It makes the cyclotrons way more important, I would guess. But this is the version that Leaky won the event with. So we're going to grab it. How do we grab it easily? We'll try this. Hopefully we're back. All right. Import deck. No. New corp deck. Paste. 72 influence. Oh, that's on me. Nice. Okay. So this version is running the tree line, which is interesting. 3 Scatterfields, 1 Fly Swatter, 3 Drafters, 2 Ablative. So only 10 ice. And you're going to need at least 5 ice on remote servers. So, you know, do the math. We're at 3 Cyclotrons, now 2 powers, which we've fired to powers, I think, once, and it mattered so far today. Wage Workers, 2 Humanoids, which Humanoid Synchro works. We're on 3 Corporate Hospitality, which this card says draw 3 cards, including your fully operational whatever you need from archives, which is sick. And then we have 1 Nano Management also as a way to close out. Ideally, we want to like empty our hand a bit more aggressively because Corporate Hospitality fixes your hand. So I could see this like lining a bit better for me. Athlete keys, PD, I don't know. Score 9. Let's get this one shot. Any roar. Oh, it's Emily. Wait, what? Yeah, it's Emily. That was the other game. All right, Ryu, 58. Not super worried about Rio's text. Hey. A lot of our ice does have extra subroutines, but like if a drafter fires, a drafter fires. Best of luck, have fun. Okay, so Phoenix's text is something we're going to forget about. This hand is probably not it. You can always planogram draw 3, and maybe actually holding the Melius is good because you need them, but I want a mulligan for something on the table. Humanoid behind an Ablative seems okay. I don't want to res the Ablative. Oh, Fly Swatter is even better because we want this later. So I don't know if she can trash Wage Workers on turn 1. So I could see us doing Humanoid, Fly Swatter, and then Wage Workers just on the table. Some Phoenixes are running Sabotage, but with a 58 card deck, I don't know if we want to play around it. But I could see us like icing HQ against Chestushka. But I think if she plays a Chestushka on turn 1, if she doesn't have a sure gamble, we're in a good spot. This is good against Phoenix. This is good against Phoenix. I mean, I think draft or HQ is maybe a way to hedge our bets because we're going to be drawing a lot. But obviously, if we want to just hit cards on the table, we could do this. I think we'll just put this. We probably won't res it unless there's a really important run because this does fire Phoenix. And notably, Phoenix's text actually protects agendas from HQ if you have a spin dogger on the table, which is unfortunate for Phoenix. I also don't know how many pinholes we're going to expect. All right, face check. We will protect. Purge doesn't matter, but hard end the run. Turn 1, Chestushka's throwing. Oh, for sure. Like, I don't think we minded that much. But I do think if we play the Humanoid and we draw poorly, we're going to want stuff on HQ anyways. We already have another ice for the remote server. So, like, ideally, we do Humanoid, install Wage Workers Ablative. Maybe actually the ice on HQ is bad because we want to do Humanoid and then we'd have another ice server and then we can install 2 things in servers. And then we just like get faster to the thing we want to be doing. But if the Humanoid finds a Cyclotron, the Corporate Hospitality reinstalls Humanoid, which is like really good. Keiko, Strike Fund, no companion. But you already got the text on this. Sick. Also, you can do Humanoid into Hospitality if you have the Cyclotron res, which is pretty buck wild. Okay, so no operation. So we installed 2. I think we'll just do Wage. What do we want in the server? Maybe the Wage Worker is good enough. And then we'll put a new server and we just pass, I guess. Yeah. Why does it say we can play this? We can't. Yeah, I don't like how we started. Yeah, I agree. I think if we had another ice for remotes over here, we'd be way better off because we'd have two things iced on the table. We'd have a spin doctor. Hey, good day, Neutron. How's it going? How's your event? How was the weekend? Yeah, I don't like this ice. I agree. Not good. She has the Keiko. We'll see how quickly she gets a companion. It's a paladin, so she got her money. But she's not putting off any pressure. It was awesome. Hey, good to hear. The people of the gameplay. She runs the drafter last click. It's like pretty good for us. We get the humanoid back. We can install, I guess, a spin. Corporate hospitality gives us extra cards. We do have a hand size. But I think we just want to go as fast as possible. We're a bit slow. This ice on HQ definitely wasn't the play. Just click for credit, yeah. Came tied last as expected, but learned a lot. Got double measured, which is also fun. I mean, that is the thing you need to play around for sure. So we do hospitality. We go up to 8 cards in hand. Sorry, 8 cards in hand, and we can install 1, discard 1. The other options, we can do triple install on this turn. We do spin doctor, ablative, res wage workers. I think that's also fine. Because we want to empty our hand, kind of. But what are we doing with the last click? What do we do here? So we hospitality, we go up 2 credits and 2 cards, and we get a humanoid. But then we have 1 click left over. If we draw top down, maybe we can do something with that. But that also goes up credits, up cards. The humanoid on the table also, like, we don't have a setup for it. So I think we just might do triple install. I don't think she can contest this. We didn't have to res that soon. So I guess we do this first. So we messed up the turn. We should have done this in a new remote server, drawn with this, and see what happens. Okay, turns out I didn't like what happened. So I think we're just going to ice up the Melies. Put this on the spin doctor, and then put another spin doctor, I guess. This is not it. Won the Anoetic Void Altar by Katchen. Sick. Those are Cat's hands themselves, by the way. I think they were their own hand model, which can't be surprising. Glad to hear you had a good time. I mean, your first tournaments, the expectations, you know, they're always like, it's hard out there. And if you're crashing into like competitive decks for the first time, but you learn so much so quickly by just playing. All right, so if we corporate hospitality here, we don't even have a server to put the damn humanoid in. I don't know. I don't like this at all. All right, Scatterfield into Melies. So we kind of have to res this, which is actually, not that good for us. Why does this keep happening? This is not good. We have to res this, but now we can't do anything unless we top deck a fully op. We could trash the spin doctor here out of the paid ability window. So we could crack the spin doctor to install, like, we're allowed to respond to no break. So we could destroy the spin doctor, res the spin doctor. I think we do. Okay, that's better. The humanoid could go down here. So we can install the cyclotron. Why can't, oh, this is not a humanoid, it's a top down, but of course. If she contests this, so be it. She didn't install, she didn't Keiko, she's discarding cards. You can res spin during approach and not encounter technically. Oh my god, you're right. We could crack the spin. We couldn't res this one. Yeah, we had to do on approach. I feel okay with this because Phoenix had no breakers. But yeah, resing is only during approach. That's 100% known. We can crack the spin in response, but we can't res this spin. So that is wrong, yeah. Yeah, that's totally wrong. You aren't allowed to res during encounters. 100% people mess that up all the time, and I've called that out a fair bit. Yeah, second spin. For what it's worth, I did something illegal. I had to res the spin on approach. You can't res cards on encounter. So excuse me on that. Yeah, if she was a Baz, that's not acceptable, but because she has no breakers, it's fine. Yeah, it's worth explaining. Resing a blade off of Sam gives us threat text. Finality last click. I mean, there's 2 Meliuses she can't touch. She lost the Devil Charm. So far, Phoenix has fired 0 times. I'm not going to shuffle back with spin. I don't care about this. Okay, Sam. So we have threat. I guess we just res a drafter. She is allowed to fire it, but it's pretty hard. Who judges the judge? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Okay, so we need a fully op here off the top. We haven't drawn one yet. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. We can do predictive for 3. Oh, if we read single cyclotron, we can't do hospitality. That's such a good draw. She did throw out a Chestushka, which is, we can tell. Any news about Netrunner and Unity game engine? Kane, I have no idea what that would be. So we could try and do like the triple install, but if we don't find a fully operational, I feel like we want to use this for card draw. But corporate hospitality is our card draw. If we do this into this, we go to 7. We can't install a card. I think I'm just getting money. I feel like we're slow. We could top down. The thing is, if we top down, we can't do synchro into corporate hospitality. If we do corporate hospitality, I think we just do corporate hospitality. So this puts us on 6, draws 3 cards. Good enough. We have a spin doctor we can discard of what we don't want. So we can choose a card to add to HQ. Humanoids are best card here, but actually I think predictive might be, because next turn I could see us doing predictive. Notably, synchro is the first time, so it's not like you can do flood the market corporate in the same turn. I think I just take this. I mean, I don't want to discard the sand, but maybe we do. Yeah, I don't like any of this. One of the 5 clients that are in the work. Oh, I had no idea. There's a Mopus client. Someone is being Netrunner in Unity. Oh, that's neat. Building Netrunner on the Corpo Nightmare platform is kind of funny. I think they let go of the Unity CEO, but yeah, I do think that's a pretty real talking point. Opus update had a lot of cards, but still feels very clunky. I have no idea what that would be, so apologies, I'm not in the loop. I messed up running last click, missed agendas. Oh yeah. Did you see yeah, running last click is really rough, and it looks like she saw Amelius. Oof. Now, she doesn't have to tell us that, but if she runs back on R&D to see a known card, it like gives us info. But you never want to run last click against PD if you're trying to get the points, because again, half the points in the deck are Amelius's. Chestushka, she's firing a drafter, so that's good. We also know the next cards on R&D, one of them is safe, so we don't care about this. This is really good for us. Well, again, Andre trying new clients. Let's stream some more. Sorry, Lucy, I know. So we can add a card back. I mean, the spin doctor is fine. We can install a card from hand. We could just install the humanoid and do the humanoid into cyclotron play. Yeah, we could do the humanoid into cyclotron play, I think. So we'll install the humanoid. You're gonna get a credit. We have to discard a card. I mean, I guess we'll discard the top down. She sabotages 4. Just go to the top of the deck. Who cares? Well, Decklist is the one that won. We've been playing a bunch of these. We played Kikai's, but this is the one that truly won EMEA Continentals. Yeah, it's the EMEA winning deck from Athliki. An archetype that feels like playing on a razor's edge. And I think I don't have the mindset. It's just tempo. Again, that Chestushka, when we knew out of the top 4 cards that like they weren't agendas, is not a great Chestushka. She's trashing the humanoid. Good for her. She needs to do that. Okay, so we have to do something cool here. I just don't know what it is. Why do I feel like I can't do anything? She's putting on so little pressure and I can't do anything. Why am I so bad at this? So if we do res single cyclotron, we can play corporate hospitality for a single click. We can play predictive planogram for a single click. We have 1 nano management. Yeah, we have a 3rd spin. I mean, I kind of want to do synchro into the corporate hospitality because that's just a single click to do all of this, but we're credit short. This is 3 + 4, which is 7. Corporate return top down, keep building board. Yeah, maybe we just keep building board. Maybe we threw out the card that we shouldn't, because a fully up will fix this. The thing is, like, we can't corpo with synchro, so maybe we do predictive corpo synchro top down. We get a click back. Yeah, plano first. Yeah, I like that. So we'll gain 3. We'll res the cyclotron. We're corpo. We'll draw 2. We drew a fully operational, so we can do this. We'll grab back the TDS. We'll play the top down. We'll draw ice with this. We did. So we have a tree line, and then we can put behind it. It doesn't really matter at this point, anything. Even the Melies would be fine. I'm bad at card games too. We have a click left here, I'm pretty sure. But we can't flood. I think we'll just put another Spin Doctor. Petersilio, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. It's okay. I mean, I think I'll just do another Spin Doctor. Okay, so we can fully opt for big money. Flood the market is 2 clicks. I think we just fully opt for big money. We could draw just a wee bit because we have 2 Spin Doctors and we want to find a second Melies. So let's just draw a bit. That ain't it. We have 2 floods though. That's kind of cool. Why didn't we install the humanoid? Oh, because we just drew it. I hate my life. Plan for the rear, single play corp job. Yeah, we got there. This is too much money. Oh god, I'm flailing. I'm flailing so bad. We need the ice. Another wage workers. I don't think that's going to get trashed. Another corporate hospitality. I mean, maybe we don't need that. 2 flood the markets is a bit much. We don't have a powers yet. The deck has 3. You mean the one in server 2? Holy shit, we have them. So next turn we can do it. We can do it. We do flood, flood. Can we score 9? If we had a powers, we could have scored 9. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Good enough. Good enough. We have 9 points in R&D right now. Yeah. No, we have less. We have 6 points in R&D because there's 3 in the table, 3 in archives. We're 6 on the table, 3 in hand, 3 in the score area. Yeah, maybe we can do something here. She's not putting on a lot of pressure. Time bomb fires in what, 2 turns? Yeah, because it gets 3 and then fires the next turn. When your turn begins, if they're 3 or more, trash. I mean, we have so many Spin Doctors, sabotage doesn't matter. I think firing Drafter is such an expensive cost for her. Especially when she's like giving us Shastushka. The thing is like this gives 2 cards back. Send a message. I mean, we probably have to. So we'll do the send a message. This is our first fully op, so we can keep that in the loop. The Spin Doctor in the deck is fine too, but having access to it with the hospitality is also kind of fine. I think it's there's 2 top downs left, so like, I don't know. Humanoid maybe? I can't tell what's the most valuable card here. It's probably ice actually. Oh, we don't have a 5th server. I needed a 5th server here. Started playing Netrunner a few days ago. Can you easily win as runner but can't win as corp? Any advice? Corp is way harder. I think runners can accidentally win. Corps can't accidentally win. I think a thing that a lot of corporations do when they're early players is they want to play in a way in which they're waiting for their servers to be bulletproof. That's not the way that the game works, right? Like a lot of corporations are scared to push out because they're like, oh, they could get through it. And ultimately you have to take risks and understand if the runner runs and steals your agenda and, you know, breaks their ice, maybe they won't be able to do it next turn and then you can push next turn. No stress. I think that's a really big part is like, as a corporation player, you have to like realize, you know, you're never going to be in a situation where they can't run your server. You're sometimes not there, but it's about like understanding these windows or like, okay, maybe they can't run this turn, but if they run this turn, they can't run next turn. You can capitalize on that. Another big thing when you're a corp player is understanding against the different factions, which servers you have to protect. So if you're playing against criminal and you're playing in a bigger card pool specifically, transfer of wealth is a card that runs HQ and it's really, really bad if they get in because they steal your money. So like icing HQ against criminal is a priority. Against Shaper, there's not a lot of HQ pressure, so I wouldn't ice HQ heavily. And then Anarch is kind of a mix of a bit of pressure everywhere. I don't think we need Humanoid anymore. Humanoid's not terrible with the res synchro, but it's probably not the best thing. Okay, Simulchip. We drew top down. Okay, there's no Simulchip targets. So we here can score. We can do flood the market, advance. How does the wage workers work? When you finish taking action, we've taken that action 3 times. So not great. Top down lets us combo. Yeah, top down is worth the combo because it's a click to get another advancement. So it's almost always worth it. So I think we start with the combo. We do top down. Ideally, we draw another agenda. Okay. So we'll put a Melies on the table. A powers would have been sick too. So we'll put another Melies on the table and we'll just ice it with the 1 ice we kept. Okay. We could res the Spin Doctor here, because if it draws into... yeah, we need to click installer. Why do I not feel like I know what I'm doing? Now we win? I mean, I think so. If we res the Spin Doctor and draw more points, we can win. The thing is, I don't think we can play... Like, we can play one flood. When we flood the Méliès, we'll get back 2 clicks. Flooding this one is a bit harder because we need to click back. So I think we either have to play another top down here or fully operational. Actually, when we play the next flood, we get a click back. I mean, I think I'm just going to try this. So this is Méliès for free. We score this, so we're going to be on 2 clicks. When we play our next operation, we get a click back. So we can definitely score 6 points. I don't know if we can score 9. If we res the Spin Doctor, is there any install that we can get that actually changes this? If we res the Spin Doctor and draw into the powers, but if we have a powers, we need a card from hand. Yeah, my brain is cooked for this. So we score this, we add something back to the hand. It doesn't have to be the flood. So we can get back, like, I don't know what we need here. Like a nano management draw would be good. So there's like a chance that we score this and then we fully operational and see what happens. Which means we might as well res this. That's not good. I guess you're right. We can flop right now while the server is taken up, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I've never done that. But I guess we flop now. The thing is, like, there's one more Méliès. Yeah, I think we flop first. So we'll draw 2. We need to find an agenda. Nano management's really important. We'll keep drawing. Okay. We have 4 more triggers. Okay, I think we're stopped here. So we score this. We've installed no cards this turn. I think we might have overextended. Do we nano management to install the powers? I think we do, because the powers will fire twice this turn. So this is 5 credits. We go down to 6, which is double nano. I think we do this. I think we do nano powers. Powers installs the SAM. Yeah. I think we go for top down to install powers and another agenda. I think the nano is just a bit better. Because, well, we only need powers to fire once. But actually we need to fire twice because we need to fill the server. So I think we do nanos powers. I haven't done any of the math. Money is going to be rate limiting. Okay, so we do powers. Whatever, we'll grab a card back. It might be the nano management, because I think we do nano fully op. So we can install a card. I think it has to be the SAM. So now I think we do nano fully op. Score the Méliès. Then we do nano flood. No, because I think we're short of flood. Yeah, we need a flop for cash, but we have one. So I think we do nano fully op. We're left on 1 click. Wait, 1 click? Nano puts us on 3 clicks. Fully op, we put on 2 clicks. We flood the Méliès. It gives us a click back. Yeah, we flood now. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do the nano first or after. But if we want to play the flood, we have to nano first. So it doesn't matter. I think we're short a click, though. Because I think we need to bring back the flood off of the last. So like maybe we have to Spin Doctor back something. I don't know if we can win. I don't think we can win on this turn. We're good. I mean, I'd be happy to hear that. We got the wage worker operation. We didn't get the wage worker click off of installing. Maybe we can get it off of advancing, but we've got the wage worker off of 3 operations. We've only installed 1 card. I don't know. Hey, David, believe in the heart. I mean, yeah. Nano spin back, nano draw with flop. Yeah, I'm into that. I think we have to replay the nano naturally. So, but the issue is like the servers matter. So I think the ordering is scuffed because we need 5 servers. What turn is this? We also have bad parity on the deck. 6. It's pretty good for turn 6, but our opponent has not contested the remote. Chat is positive. Yeah, okay, so we have 3 clicks. Flood takes 2, but we don't have money, so we're priced into playing fully operational. But as soon as we crack the Spin Doctor, we don't have enough servers. You're right, we only spin back 1 card, then we have parity. But then we have to figure out a way how to clicklessly install a card. Yeah. The big 6 in the top right of the JNet chat is the number, I believe. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. I haven't noticed that. That's been there for a minute. I don't know we have it. Powers repairs the server? Yeah, but Powers only repairs the server after we use the Spin Doctor. So I think we have to score first, but we have to fully operational first. I think we're short. Ariel, how's it going? Like, Powers repairs the server, but if we want to fire the Spin Doctor to get back the 1 nano, we can't. So maybe we have to just like fully operational for credits. Nano the Melias. Francie. My brain hurts. The lights are bright. Still thinking. So we fully op. We can get money. We can draw our whole deck. We don't want to draw our whole deck, but we can draw half our deck. Hope that gets a nano management. The thing is, we need to shuffle this back first. If we shuffle it back first, we fully operational. We have a lot of credits. We have the nano in hand. I'm just going to go for it. I mean, this doesn't feel good, but I think we're going to go for it. So we're going to use the Spin Doctor. I don't think we can do it. Flop credits, nano management. We're back at 3 clicks. Flood Melius, flood again. But if we flop credits, we have to draw the nano. Yeah, we'll find out. I think we're missing a server in that. So we put this back. Then we fully operational. We draw 2. Hopefully we get in 1. We don't. We draw 2. Okay. So then we're just going to gain all the credits in the world. But now we have to install a card and flood, which we can't. So we have to nano management and then install and flood, and we're bankrupt. No, I don't think it worked. We needed another piece of ice. So maybe we're meant to stop drawing and play a top down because it installs 2 cards. Okay. If we install, we get a click back. So we install this Melius in server 6, and then we install the drafter in server 8. We get a click back, but it's not that good. Empty R&D? Yeah, we lose to empty R&D because we can't Spin Doctor anymore. So I think we lost. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think the fully operational play made sense. I think we should have just held for another turn. Install nano. Yeah, I think it's install nano, but I think we run out of money. And the issue is we can't win. If we do install nano flop, I mean, we have to try, right? Server 6, server 8, I guess ablative. So then we have to do nano. But we don't have a fully op in our hand. And if we do nano flood, we can't fully op because we're short of credit. Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't think that we had this. Playing around time bomb. It doesn't even fire next turn. It fires in 2 turns. So we could do nano Sam. We have a click left. We could grab. I can't even res spin though. I die, right? Ours should have been the top down install. Maybe, yeah. I could see us wanting to top down this to get 2 installed at once. Especially because like the triple install wasn't really good. So I think we're cooked, yeah. Doesn't flood give you MCL? What's MCL? Yeah, it gives us the MCL click. But we can't play the flood unless we nano. So like we're priced into nanoing. Top down to set of powers would have been ice plays back with the next flop. Yeah, I think we had to not click to install this. We had to top down it, which also would have been better because we would have 2 more credits anyways if we needed to draw our deck out. So like this was just not good. I think I should have bailed because I don't think I saw the line, and then like hoping the line works is not the line because we just lose if she passes. So this is bad. Like we can get a Spin Doctor under the table, but we lose. Nano to Melius, I mean, we're bankrupt though. Like we can't do anything and we lose this turn. Yeah, this isn't it. I think we do the spin and we lose. Play top down, go out on your own terms. I think we'll go out with a Spin Doctor. GG. Yeah, I needed to bail halfway through. I didn't believe we had it. Yeah, there was probably a point that we could have done a bit sooner. Hey, thanks for the game. Yeah. That was a bit too ambitious. I didn't need to do that. Yeah. I'm going to save the replay to see if we could have done something there. Again, I think about the pressure that Emily was putting off. Like, we could have just like scored 3 points and then scored 3 points. We wanted to score 6 in a turn, or 9 in a turn. How many did we draw with flop? We drew the whole deck. It was 4. Yeah. There's a chance that if we drew only 2 from flop and then got more money, we could have done top down, but then we're trading the 2 card draw for 2 card installs. The 2 card installs would have been valuable. Yeah, I definitely had time. I felt like I had a lot of time, but it was cool to combo. Man, that's so deflating. Yeah, there was a line. I believe there was a line. We needed to like top down, I think. But I think at the point that we were at, we should have just like bailed and turned around. I don't think we should have drawn the whole deck. Even if we didn't draw the whole deck, if we just drew 2 and just said call it there, like we could have recovered from this if we just did not draw the last 2 cards. Predicted game maybe flop credits, but I don't know what to get with the click. Yeah, like we need to play nano managed and 1 too many times there. Hey, cheers. Yeah, that was rough. Okay, hold on. All right, so we have to leave this and we have to chill for a bit because the replay doesn't load for a second. What happened? We tried to combo a bit ambitiously. We didn't have enough money to do the thing that we wanted to do. There was probably a line that we're going to look at the replay that if we top down, we can get back. But once we scored, we only had like 4 iced servers, which means that we could not like do it because we had 9 points on the table. We just did not have enough clicks and credits to do the thing over and over and over again, which was like pay 3 and a double. Seems like the situation would still be recoverable if we had 1 credit more. Yeah, if we had 1 credit more, I think that was actually a pretty big difference. The thing is, like, what do we do there? Because like to win the game, we needed to be able to play 3 fully operationals. Every time that we score a Melius, we get 1 click back. I don't honestly know. Top down gives you 1 more server for the flop, and then you're fine. Remember, if you're going to play flop, then top down pays for itself. Yes, but it was the clicks more than the credits. But I think like the 2 installs that we made to make the like we installed from hand the powers, that was wrong. Because like if we wanted to do that, we could have done that and installed 2 cards at once, either icing up the fully op or putting something on the server. I think you're right in flop, and Wei was likely safe enough with the runners board. So yeah, we were totally safe. We didn't have to actually do anything there. We messed up by like trying to play to combo. So let's see what we could do. I don't have a bar at the bottom. I've hidden it, but we'll go. Okay, so this was the curse turn. Okay, so the Chistushka went off, which doesn't matter much. It helped us. She trashed the humanoid Emily. That was good. And then it's us. So we start here on only 3 ice servers. Is there like a play from this point in JNA replays? I think there is actually. I think they did make that. I've never used it before. We should have run spin before Chistushka as well. Yeah, you don't like spinning with the Chistushka. Also, like Rio's text firing while there's a spin on the table just like kind of helps us. We can just get rid of agendas. But when it comes to Chistushka, you're not accessing. But like, yeah, if you deal with this, we don't mind too much because we have another spin. But it just, there's so many things you have to do quickly. So we started with a planogram because we needed money. We res the Synclo so that we could just like, what were we doing here? Corporate hospitality? Wait, this started with a corporate hospitality turn? Then we did top down. And so like, this is our start. And then we fully operational. Okay, wait, no. This is not the combo turn. That didn't make a lot of sense. So we have 4 ice servers. Ideally, we want 5 ice servers. Okay. So things that we could do here. We can flood to get 4 advancements, but we might as well top down to install 2 cards here. The money is getting a bit close. So we start with the top down. We install another Melius from hand, and then we put an ice in front of this. So now we have 5 ice servers. The big issue is we didn't find one of our 2 powers. So when we score this Melius, we go down a server. So we actually have to spend a click to repair things. So we're going to go for the flood off the Melius. But before we score this, we want a fully operational to draw deeper into the deck. We also pop the Spin Doctor to get more options. Arguably, maybe not right here. Because maybe it's fine because we're going to be drawing our deck anyways. And here we're looking either for the 3rd agenda, which we need the 3rd agenda to win, or we were looking for the nano maybe, or we're looking for the powers that be. I think step 1 should have been res spin for options. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to commit to the line, we might as well spin first. It didn't really matter here. I guess with a top down, we could have, yeah, resing the spin first is good if we're going to top down anyways, because if we found a powers that be off of the spin draw, the top down would have been better because this install was less good than a powers. A powers would have been better here because then we just jam into the server over and over again. I think having multiple agendas on the table feels good, but then when you score one, you go down servers for the other one. So if you don't have a powers, you're not actually getting back anything. So yeah, the spin res first was like strictly correct. There's no reason to res a spin after you top down. The goal is to play flood 3 times. Exactly, yeah. So we score the Melias after we fully operational. We drew the nano management. We drew the powers. What are we drawing for here? Another agenda, I think. We found it. And then we just gained money, which gives us a click back. So if we score the Melius, we go up another click. And we get a card from Archives. But I want to score this to see the powers that be, because the powers that be is going to give us 2 clicks this turn. One off of this Melius, one off of this Melius. But my mistake was installing it. Nano management is fine. We shouldn't have installed it. We should have done nano management, and then we should have powers here. It would have put us down to 5 credits, which is a bit close. But it pays for itself because we get another server iced, which is what we needed here. Because we went from 4 iced servers, like 4 flood servers to we went from 5 flood servers to 4 flood servers, in which we could have had more flood servers. We would have also drawn the last cards in R&D. So maybe there's a case that we just want to get lucky here. And before we install the powers, we crack Spin Doctor to put the nano management back in, and then we just play top down. And then 50% of the time, we just end up drawing into the nano management anyways. I think that's probably a fine line here. But we would have been on 4 credits. We would have scored this. We would have had another ice server. We could have installed the Melius. I mean, 4 is slightly too little to do nano management fully operational. So I don't even know what we do here. If we Melius and score it with the flood, we go down to 1 click, 3 credits. Like, I don't even know how you win. Flop nano, the order doesn't matter. No, flop nano, the order doesn't matter, but top down nano could have mattered because I think this should have been a nano play. But yeah, I think it's actually kind of messed up. Like, I don't know how you solve it from here. Like, say that we did top down and we installed the powers and whatever, some ice. We'd be on 5 credits. We res this, we're down to 4 credits. And then I don't know if we can win on 4 credits here. We return the nano management, which we could have just cycled back and then drawn. But I think we need to play the nano management so many times this turn. But the things that we're doing nano management into fully op, we're like spinning our wheels. Like, I don't think it actually does anything. How do you win? Powers fires, so we install an agenda. But like, we just don't have enough clicks to be able to do double, like, we have to double flood from here. Wait, did we just have lethal in this board state? Wait, why didn't we just win here? Wait, could we not just win here? We could have done flood on the Melius. Oh, because it takes 2 clicks, yeah. I think JNet has replay takeover. I think it does. So if we did flood here, we would gain a click back, but we're short a click. So ultimately, we needed at this point 7 credits because we had to do flood, nano, flood. So that's bad. We just can't do that. We were short a credit here. We need to do flood, nano, flood. Yeah, I don't think we can do it. If we got the ice on the powers, it doesn't really matter. You did ice on powers instead of installing Sam with powers? 1 credit short? No, I installed Sam with powers. This installed on powers. So we nano, and now we're bankrupt. So now we have to like play the fully operational. I don't think you can do it. I think we're just short. Otherwise, I can't see it. We fully operational. If we got lucky and we drew 50% of the time into our nano management, we wouldn't have decked out. And arguably, like, we should have stopped here. If we didn't draw it, it's fine. There's 2 cards in R&D. We probably won't lose. Time bomb won't fire. And so here we should have bailed. As soon as we drew the nano management, we're cooked. Because now we're priced into doing fully operational nano management score. We're in the same board state we were before. Yeah, we can't win. I don't think we were able to win this turn. I think we just didn't have enough ice servers or credits. I'm not convinced we were able to do it. If the humanoid survived, I don't think that actually helps us that much. Yeah, I don't think we can do it. I don't see it. I need to eat more food and turn the lights off and see if I can see it. I don't see the line out of here. If you're watching this and you have a way out, let me know. But I can't find it. At least not super easily. I do think we messed up early by like not top downing the what's it called server. But I don't, if we do that, I think we're just short credits. I think this turn we had to play Nano Management at least twice, which maybe there's some ordering where we play the Nano, shuffle it back with spin, and then we top down and hopefully draw the Nano once our deck is thin. That's probably one of the lines we have out, which is maybe guaranteed if we're lucky. And Spin Doctor first is better for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure this out. It's 4:30. We streamed only for 2.5 hours, but we streamed for an hour and a half before in the previous part, which is more of a meta talk, and this was more gameplay. Honestly, like I can't get my head around this deck. I think it definitely has like pretty narrow margins to some extent. The puzzle part of it, like I'm into that for sure. That game we definitely should not have done what we done, but we had an abysmal win rate today, which is like it's fine. We learned a fair bit, which is I think way more important than winning games. But yeah, we definitely need to be pushing out horizontally all the time. I think the respect off the central servers, we should just not. Like we're so robust against like central accesses, we shouldn't worry about it. Leah, how's it going? How was the stream last night? I watched a bunch of it. I thought it was quite fun. But yeah, there's definitely a combo. If you want to rewind a bit, we like biffed the combo with the 9-point PD combo. I don't think we were able to do it, but maybe you'll be able to find a way out. I think we're just short credits and clicks. We had no reason to go for the combo we did. You did? Yeah, I watch the streams. I mean, like Monday nights is hard because it's like Arkham, but after the Arkham winds down, I'm usually like cleaning dishes and like watching a stream. If it's not live, the VOD. I appreciate hosting a birthday stream just for me, but you're a day late. Brennan, happy belated. Hopefully the weekend was good. Give me 1 second. Not for Brennan. I just want to check that this is right. Is this good? Yeah, this seems good. All right. I want to say a huge thank you to all these names here and more that support the Metropole Grid. We're supported on Patreon so we can do things like this. We'll be back on Thursday. Pat won't be here this weekend. He'll be here, next week. If there is there a cons this weekend? Oh, gee, thanks. There's a couple more cons coming up. I know the APAC one is in September. The online ones should be sneaking up on us. I'm not sure if it's exactly this weekend, but best of luck out there if you're playing. Mind you, these names here, and of course, our daily cast patrons support the channel so we can continue doing this sort of stuff, hanging out on a Tuesday. Our power went out, so we did 2 streams today. Ideally, those get stitched together, but that's never really great. APAC is this weekend. So APAC Online is this weekend, huh? It's this weekend APAC Online, but APAC in person is like the 11th of September. So that's coming up in a bit. Think I'm casting it or maybe hosting it. Oh, pretty cool. That will be on Null Signal Games' website. YouTube channel. That usually for us starts at like about 8 o'clock in the evening on the East Coast. Need to confirm from Juniper. I think that's mostly it. We'll be back in a bit on a Thursday. If you had a good time at EMEA Cons, shout out to all the organizers. It looks like a hell of an event. And there's still a couple more things coming over the next couple weeks. I am cooking in this room a bit, so we'll call it there and we'll be back on Thursday. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.